It's a beautiful day in Sioux Falls, South Dakota for the Sunfish and the Hastings Sodbusters to see who can win this three-game weekend series after the Sodbusters took Friday's matchup 7-3 after scoring 7 unanswered, with the Sunfish responding last night with an 8-4 victory of their own. Hello fans, David Coyer bringing you all of today's Sioux Falls Sunfish action live on the Sunfish Radio Network and the Sunfish live stream on YouTube. It's the rubber match between these two teams, and with Matt Hess on the mound, the Sunfish are looking to try and win their second straight after losing 5 of their last 10, including 2 out of 3 against the Wheat City Whiskey Jacks last weekend and 2 out of 3 against the Trappers this week. They're trying to get a series win for the first time in about 2 weeks. On the mound, Matt Hess, who has not made an appearance since last Sunday's loss to the Wheat City Whiskey Jacks. That was his second appearance of the season. He went 6 innings, allowing just 3 earned runs, 7 hits, 3 walks, and 6 strikeouts in the 8-6 Sunfish loss. It was relief pitching on Sunday that allowed 5 unanswered that would put the Whiskey Jacks ahead. Cole Dawson leads it off for the Hastings Sodbusters, followed by Justin McGuigan, Trevor Matson, Jack Hammond, Trayton Kozel, Logan Johnstone, Jacob Shaw, Trevor Stevens, and Jackson Rocha. The first pitch, 90-mile-an-hour fastball low and in with a first pitch time of 6:37 from Karras Park. And Cole Dawson gets ahead early with a 1-0 count to Matt Hess. This time, a fastball also misses low and in. It's 2 balls, no strikes. The familiar crew of Sam Barrett and Tristan Jones back again for Game 3 of this 3-game series. Barrett behind the plate after appearing on Friday. A fastball from Hess hits the zone for a strike. And Cole Dawson from Russellville, Arkansas, went 2 for 4 last night in the loss. He drives this one high to left field. Adonis Forte doesn't have to move much. He kind of put his left foot back as if he was going to back up, realized he didn't have to move. He made an easy catch for out number 1. Adonis Forte, Tanner Wilson, and Mitch Stroh from left to right in the outfield. Wilson was a late scratch in last night's game in favor of Kenneth Dutka after he was feeling a little under the weather. I believe he told me before the game he got up to a temperature of 103, so hopefully he said he's feeling a lot better today. Hess winds and delivers a ground ball to the right side. JT Mix makes easy work of it over to Lee Cohn for out number 2. Dylan Cricket Danielson, Benito Garcia on the left side of the infield. JT Mix, Jesus Lee Cohn on the right. Carter Tibbetts will be calling the signs behind the dish today at catcher. Trevor Matson, the first baseman, comes up with 2 outs. Mitch Stroh also back in the lineup. He's missed all week. 88-mile-an-hour fastball right down the middle, taken for strike 1. In Game 1 on Sunday, Stroh was running home and got a cleat through the hand. He still has the stitches on as a curveball misses low and away. But it was, I didn't personally see it, but I was told during the game, yeah, Mitch is being taken to the emergency room. Apparently it was pretty bad, and well, he has stitches, so he's missed all week, but he says he's feeling good today. Curveball hits for a strike. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes now. The Sunfish wearing a new combination of their uniforms. A fastball gets him looking at the knees. 3 up, 3 down to start this one for Hess. The Sodbusters are scoreless. We'll see what the Sunfish can do in their first appearance in the bottom half of the first inning. Due up, JT Mix, Cade Kalehu-Avehi, and Carter Tibbetts when we return. Back at Karras Park on Disney night. Matt Hess goes 3 up, 3 down, and now it's the Sunfish's turn. JT Mix, Cade Kalehuavehi, Carter Tibbetts, the 1-2-3. Jesus Licone, Tanner Wilson, Mitch Stroh, the 4-5-6. Rounding out the lineup, Adonis Forte, Dylan Cricket Danielson, and Benito Garcia. They'll be facing off against JT Cafferty. Cafferty played first. JT Mix bounces one into the glove of Cole Dawson at short. The throw over to first in time. JT Mix always likes the first pitch. He never takes one usually. And he is retired quickly here in the first inning. Brings up Cade Kalehuavehi. JT Cafferty on Friday night caught for the Hastings Sodbusters, and well, now he's on the mound. Has an even 2 ERA with a 0-1 record. Through 3 games, this is just his second start. Here's the pitch. Fastball inside corner at the knees to Cade Kalehuavehi for a strike. Through 9 innings pitched, 7 strikeouts, 1 walk, 8 hits. Kalehuavehi showed bunt, pulled back, but it hit at the knees anyway for strike number 2. This is the first time we're seeing Cade Kalehuavehi since Thursday night in Pierre. His first appearance against the Sodbusters this season. He's batting .281 on the season. Curveball misses away. It's now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Went 1 for 4 Thursday night with an RBI and 2 stolen bases. He's up to 8 swiped bags this season. The 1-2. A curveball taken for a ball, and while Justin McGuigan had gotten up and was ready to throw around the horn, thinking Sam Barrett was going to ring that one up, and well, there was a pitch in an earlier at-bat in the first inning where that was called a strike. Cafferty delivers a fastball at the ankles. It's now a full count. Kalehuavehi hasn't swung the bat yet. We'll see what he does on the payoff as Cafferty winds and delivers. This one poked into right field, high down the right field line, giving chase is Trayton Kozel. That bounces foul. Very close down the right field line. Kalehuavehi was rounding first and on his way to second. That would have been an easy double for him. Jackson Rocha, Logan Johnstone, and Trayton Kozel from left to right in the outfield for the Sodbusters. Trevor Stevens, Cole Dawson on the left, Jacob Shaw, Trevor Matson on the right of the infield, and Justin McGuigan calling the signs for JT Cafferty. Here's the payoff again. Curveball just misses low and in, and Kalehuavehi battled back from an 0-2 count and draws the 1-out walk. That's what Cade likes to do. He'll sometimes get behind, but his keen eye, he doesn't swing at bad pitches. And he draws walks. I mean, that's his 18th walk drawn this season for a team that likes to walk a lot. He now pulls away from Carter Tibbetts and Benito Garcia for the lead on the Sunfish. Carter Tibbetts takes a slider across the plate. It's no balls, 1 strike. In terms of on-base percentage, Tibbetts and Kalehuavehi are up there. There goes Cade. The throw down from McGuigan to the right, but it doesn't get the tag. It looked like Jacob Shaw might have gotten Cade, but he had a nice weird slide where he ended up on his back and just avoided it. So a stolen base that marks number 9 on the season for Kalehuavehi, and with 1 out, there's a runner in scoring position for Carter Tibbetts. He's got the count at 1-1. Cafferty checks back at second and delivers. Curveball on the outside corner. Again, there was that pitch that looked a bit lower and outside than the one that McGuigan thought rung up Kalehuavehi. This time it's called a strike. Tibbetts batting .311 this season, has 4 doubles. Here's the 1-2. Curveball swung on and missed for out number 2. It's the first strikeout of the day for JT Cafferty, and that brings up the cleanup hitter, Jesus Licone. And I was talking to Licone during batting practice today. I have my Milwaukee Brewers jersey on, Christian Yelich. I'm trying to mirror the Sunfish today. They're wearing the gray hats with the orange bills, white uniforms, and gray pants, the newest combination. First time this has ever happened as a curveball hits the lower outside corner. It's a very unique combination for the Sunfish. Usually with the gray pants, they go 50 shades of gray with their gray jerseys, but instead today they're going gray, white, gray, and I'm mirroring them with my Yelich jersey. Cafferty steps off. Got gray shorts on, gray hat up here in the press box. But Licone is just like, you're a Brewers fan? I'm just like, yeah, I'm from Milwaukee. He's like, well, I didn't know that. And I'm just like, yeah, you did. He's like, no, I didn't. He's like, where am I from? And I was like, Jesus, it's my job to know that. Slow chopper to third. Stevens charging, fires over to first in time. And so Licone, he asked, where am I from? I said, El Paso, Texas. But after you were born, you went to Chihuahua, Mexico, and now you're at El Paso Community College. Well, it doesn't matter at this point. He's retired on the 5-3 putout. No runs, no hits, no errors. One left on base for the Sunfish. We're scoreless after 1 from Karras Park. Jack Hammond, Trayton Kozel, and Logan Johnstone are the first 3 hitters in this top of the second inning. Both teams went scoreless in the first. And it's Hammond, who's all 3 games this weekend has played at the DH spot. He takes a first pitch slider for strike 1. And in this series, he's gone 3 for 9, one of the more successful hitters for the Sodbusters as he fouls one to the left side backstop for strike number 2, an 88-mile-an-hour fastball. Had a double with 2 RBIs on Friday. Last night just had 1 hit and a strikeout. He's down 0-2 to Hess. Curveball bounces in the dirt. It's now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Redshirt freshman out of Kansas. He's one of the players for head coach Chandler Wagner as a fastball is blown by Hammond for strikeout number 2 on the day, out number 1 here in the second inning. Chandler Wagner, the manager. Luke Bay, the assistant coach here for the Hastings Sodbusters. Wagner, a coach at Kansas University, and Luke Bay just finished up his first year as a graduate assistant at Kansas State. First pitch curveball misses high and away. It's 1 ball, no strikes. The Sodbusters are wearing a green and gray combination today. Green jerseys. 89-mile-an-hour fastball misses high to Trayton Kozel. Green jerseys with yellow trim on the arms. Lettering across the chest and numbers, also white outlined in yellow. Gray pants with green and yellow trim down the sides. Fastball away. It's 3 balls, no strikes. Green socks with 3 yellow stripes halfway up the calf. Here's the 3-0 from Hess. Fastball right down the middle. It's 3-1. I haven't gotten a good look on the chests of these uniforms. I think they say Hastings. This one poked down the left field line. That's hooking, just foul. Bounced off the 320 on the, or just to the left of the 320 on the wall. 320 to the left field corner, 310 to the right. Confirmed, it says Sodbusters across the chest in white lettering with a bit of a yellow outline. These uniforms share similarities with the Oakland Athletics, at least in the color scheme and somewhat with the lettering and numbering. Here's the payoff pitch. Grounder left side. Benito Garcia can't get it on the slide. That's through for a base hit. Rounding first hard is Hammond. He's going to hold up and head back. Or excuse me, Trayton Kozel. Hammond was struck out. So 1 out single. Puts a man on first, and it's now Logan Johnstone, the center fielder. Another Sodbuster making, well, this time he's making his Sodbusters debut. From Los Gatos, California. Here's the first pitch he sees, a changeup just below the knees for a ball. Freshman out of Gonzaga. A lefty hitter, another lefty in this Sodbusters lineup. This is the most lefties that the Sunfish have seen this season. Here's the 1-0. Grounded, right side, mix to Garcia, over to Licone in time. A 4-6-3 double play to end the inning. And this infield for the Sunfish is a double play turning machine. And it's the three who have turned the most for the Sunfish, Mix, Garcia, and Licone, to end the unofficial 3-up, 3-down inning. One hit, but Trayton Kozel is retired as the first out of that double play. The Sodbusters remain scoreless as we head to the bottom of the second from Sioux Falls. Tanner Wilson, Mitch Stroh, and Adonis Forte lead it off for the Sioux Falls Sunfish, who are scoreless after one. We'll see if they can get on the board first back-to-back nights, and that'll actually be all three straight that the Sunfish would score first as a curveball hits the lower outside corner to Tanner Wilson. Wilson batting .370 on the season. This time takes a curve inside. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. He went 0 for 3 on Friday, and I had a conversation with him before the game because he was taking BP. He missed last night due to a high temperature. Drives this one hard into right center field. That's going to fall for a base hit. He's going for 2 as that rolls to the wall. Picked up by Kozel. Wilson's on his way to third. His helmet fell off. He's in there with a triple. First pitch of the game. Tanner Wilson sees, he drives that one deep to right center field, and it's a leadoff triple. That would have been his second triple of the season, but against the Souris Valley Saberdogs, Wilson was called out by home plate umpire tonight, Sam Barrett. He was in the field that game, and now Wilson gets his first triple of the season, and that marks triple number 5 for the Sunfish. Mitch Stroh up. He drives this one hard down the left field line. That's through for a base hit. Wilson's going to score. Rocha picks that one up deep down the left field line, but the throw in was too much for Stroh. He's just going to stop at first. Back-to-back base hits. Drives one in for the Sunfish. They lead 1-0 in the second. Mitch Stroh and Tanner Wilson on 2 pitches have put the Sunfish up 1-0 with Adonis Forte up with no outs. Forte batting .327, takes a breaking ball at the knees for a strike. Just the 3rd pitch of this inning for JT Cafferty. He's already allowed 2 hits and a run. Forte on Friday went 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Pickoff attempt at first brings Matson off the base. So no tag. This is the first game since James Shimashita debuted on Friday that he is not over at first. There goes Stroh. Forte swings at this one, but it's going to go out of play. Stroh has 4 stolen bases on the season, and, well, he's being aggressive despite having the stitches still in his hand. I can't remember which hand it's on. It might be the one that's underneath the oven mitt on the right, as I don't see his left one wrapped up at all. Cafferty checks over at first. Stroh dancing around. He doesn't go this time. Forte takes a curveball low. Now, Forte walked a decent amount away. I'm thinking he thought he was going to get rung up. That one missed just below the knees. Here's now the 1-2. Fastball away. It's now an even count. Friday's game against the Sodbusters ended Forte's extra base hit streak. He had a double on the 23rd, a home run on the 20th. As a breaking pitch makes the count full as it misses low. Had a home run on the 20th, a double on the 17th, and a triple on the 16th. 4 straight games of extra base hits was ended on Friday. A double would do him some good right now. Instead, a slider hits him. At least I think that's what Sam Barrett remarked as he put his hands up, called for the dead ball. Either way, it would have been ball 4. Mitch Stroh ends up at second, and Adonis Forte reaches on the hit by pitch. And, well, I'd be lying if I said that the Sunfish don't get hit quite a bit. That's Forte's 4th time this season. As time is called, McGuigan quick went to meet with his pitcher. There's still no outs here in the bottom of the second. The Sunfish have already scored 1. It's 1-0 Sioux Falls. Dylan Cricket Danielson, the 3rd baseman for the Sunfish, steps up. Has his teal socks on tonight. His gray pants riding high at the knee. One of the few Sunfish who wears his pants up as a curveball misses low and away. Cricket Danielson batting .111 on the season, has been struggling since becoming a Sunfish after finishing up a season with the Oral Roberts Golden Eagles. Went 0 for 4 yesterday with a run after he walked. Fastball hits at the knees. It's now 1 ball, 1 strike from Cafferty. A triple and a single is all it took in the second inning to lead it off and put the Sunfish on the board 1-0. And since then, a hit by pitch, and we'll see what Cricket Danielson can do with no outs. There goes Stroh. Ground ball left side. That's through for a base hit. Stroh hesitated, but is now on his way home. Forte's going to stay at second. And a single from Dylan Cricket Danielson keeps the Sunfish outless, and they add another run. It's 2-0 Sioux Falls. Stroh had been stealing. The hit and run was on as Cricket Danielson grounded one through the left side. Cole Dawson didn't have a play on it. But when Stroh got to third, he didn't know how hard that was hit in the left field. It wasn't a hard hit grounder by Cricket Danielson. He wanted to know how far that went, and he hesitated, thinking third base coach Lane Hovde was going to hold him. Instead, Hovde said, "On your horse, let's go." Garcia shows bunt. Forte on his way down to third. The throw sails into left field. Stevens was charging in, expecting the bunt. Forte's going to score all the way from second. Cricket Danielson's ends up on second, and it's now 3-0 Sunfish. Garcia squared to bunt. The corners were coming in. Forte was off on the pitch. Trevor Stevens was about 5 steps in on the infield grass up the third base line. And the throw from Justin McGuigan, well, even if Stevens had been covering, probably still would have gone into left field. 1 ball, no strikes to Garcia. No outs. Runner on second. It's 3-0 Sunfish. Curveball hits at the knees for strike 1. Aggressive base running has been, well, the name of the game for the Sunfish all season, and now they're hitting well. As runners are going, they're putting it on the ground and moving runners over. Garcia takes a foul ball out of play to the right side. He's batting .231 and coming into today's contest. Leads the team with 21 strikeouts, though. But also, second in walks with 17. Went 1 for 3 last night. 2 for 4 against the Trappers on Thursday. He was kept hitless for quite a while. As the season started going on, he swings through a slider for strike 3. That's strikeout number 22 on the season. Strikeout number 2 for Cafferty today, but just the first out here in the second inning as JT Mix gets his second plate appearance with a runner on second. Mix grounded to short his first time up. And well, that's where some of these ground balls have really been this inning. Fastball misses outside. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Three runs have crossed after the first 4 reached here in the bottom of the second. Cricket Danielson, the 4th of the 4. As JT Mix takes a slow slider. 72 on the radar. And makes the count 1-1 as that hit at the knees. Back in the first inning, Mix took the first pitch he saw, which when he leads off, that's something he usually likes to do. He's ahead of this one, pulls it to third base. Stevens makes the stop, throws over to first, dug out by Matson for out number 2. Just a bit ahead of that one. It was a slow breaking ball. Mix rolled over it. Trevor Stevens had a nice dive to his left. And it's now Cade Kalehuavehi, who's the only batter to reach in the first inning with a walk. So far, 4 have reached in the second inning, but back-to-back have been retired with Benito Garcia striking out and JT Mix grounding out. Dylan Cricket Danielson out at second. Jacob Shaw, the second baseman, was looking to cover. He's now going back to his spot. Fastball misses away. It's 1 ball, no strikes. And it's funny seeing Cafferty on the mound, especially since he caught on Friday. That's something that I don't know if I've ever seen. I don't think it's super uncommon. Kalehuavehi fouls one to the back netting and, in fact, hit the corner where the netting covering the grandstand and the netting coming up from the field meet right in the corner and hit the connectors and made a nice thud before going out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Cade. But Cafferty, a catcher on Friday, and now starting in tonight's game, his second of the season. Kalehuavehi takes an inside pitch into center field. That's falling for a base hit. Cricket Danielson on his way home. And now the first 4 of the inning who have reached have all scored, this time off of a Cade Kalehuavehi base hit with 2 outs. Mitch Stroh, Adonis Forte, and Dylan Cricket Danielson all have reached from second, all have scored from second. Tanner Wilson, the only one who scored from third as he led off the inning with a triple. It's Carter Tibbetts now. 4-0 Sunfish. As Carter Tibbetts drives this one high and deep to left field. That's going far. It's off the wall. Here comes Kalehuavehi around third. Tibbetts trots into second for a 2-out double. Kalehuavehi finally hits home. And a 2-out double from Carter Tibbetts extends this rally, and the Sunfish have now crossed 5 in the second inning. Tibbetts with his 5th double of the season, his first one since June 16th in Pier, widens the lead for the Sunfish in the bottom of the second inning. Only one batter has reached this inning that was not from a hit, and that was Adonis Forte, who was hit by a pitch. Breaking ball misses just below the knees of Jesus Licone, who grounded out his last time up. The Sunfish have officially gone through their entire order. Tanner Wilson in the on-deck circle was the one who led it off with a triple. Fastball hits the outside corner for strike one. And 5 runs in 1 inning is close to the most that the Sunfish have scored in 1 inning ever this season. A fastball is fouled over the press box for strike number 2. It was against the Pier Trappers a few weeks ago where the Sunfish scored 6 in 1 inning. The 6th run for Sioux Falls is all the way at second in Carter Tibbetts. Licone takes one, and it bounces away from McGuigan. Tibbetts rounds third, but stops as that ball from McGuigan got all the way to the back left. Here's a breaking ball in the dirt. Bounced underneath McGuigan. Might have gotten a piece of his leg, which sent it all the way to its left. It's now 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs to Licone, with Tibbetts just 90 feet away. Here's the pitch. Rolled over by Licone into the Sodbusters dugout. I believe that was their bus driver who poked his head out to try and make the barehanded catch. To no avail. Still an even 2-2 count. That foul ball presented by Keg Chicken. Order it, eat it, crave it, Keg Chicken. Cafferty steps off. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Fastball got him. 9 up for the Sunfish. 5 cross. 1 is left on base. Licone strikes out. That's the 3rd strikeout for Cafferty on the day. That's 5 hits, 1 error, and 5 runs for Sioux Falls. Only 1 got on via a hit by pitch, and that was Adonis Forte. Everyone else who reached got a hit. It's 5-0 after 2 from Karras Park on the Sunfish Radio Network and the Sunfish live stream on YouTube. Jacob Shaw, Trevor Stevens, and Jackson Rocha are the first three for the Sodbusters after the Sunfish took 5 here in the bottom of the second inning from Karras Park. A first pitch changeup misses inside. It's 1 ball, no strikes to Jacob Shaw. Shaw from Hastings, Nebraska, a hometown boy, takes a fastball inside. It's now 2-0. He's batting .538 on the season through 4 games. Here's the 2-0. A fastball misses just high. Taken for a ball. It's 3 balls, no strikes. Shaw hasn't played since the 23rd in the 10-8 victory for the Sodbusters over the Saberdogs. Changeup misses in. 4 straight pitches, 4 straight walks for or 4 straight balls, from Hess for a leadoff walk to Jacob Shaw. Trevor Stevens, the beer batter for the Hastings Sodbusters. If he strikes out at any point during the game, it's $1 off beers for all fans in attendance. The lefty steps up with no outs as he fouls one slightly to the left. It had some nice backspin off the end of the bat. Picked up by Tibbetts for strike 1. From Cloud County Community College, his teammate at Quad C's is what I'm going to call it. Cloud County and Community College. His teammate is on first base in Jacob Shaw. Pickoff attempt at first, slowly over to Lee Cohn. He didn't even make a tag. Shaw just finished up his freshman year, while Stevens finished up his sophomore year at Cloud County. Stevens is batting .125 this season through 12 games with the Sodbusters. Fastball misses high. It's 1-1. He hasn't seen action since the 23rd as well against the Saberdogs. Went 0 for 2 with a walk and a hit by pitch. Both times he reached, he scored. He now shows bunt. Bunts one to the backstop. It's now a 1-2 count off of the curveball. Shaw, the first walk allowed by Hess in today's game. Hess has only walked 6 now on the season, 3 against the Whiskey Jacks, 2 against the Trappers. This being his 3rd appearance, he allowed that walk with no outs to kick off the 3rd inning. Fastball off the end of the bat over the head of Hess, charging Garcia, picks it up, fires to first, not in time. A tough throw or good throw off the charge from Benito Garcia. It was a tough charge as that was right off the end of the bat of Trevor Stevens. An infield hit moves Jacob Shaw over to second, and the first 2 have reached after Matt Hess went unofficial 3 up, 3 down in the second. He had retired 6 straight after allowing the hit in the second inning. The double play off Logan Johnstone's bat made it 6 up, 6 down, and Hess now drills Jackson Rocha in the back to load the bases. Again, not something that the Sunfish typically do. Hess himself, that's only the 2nd time he's hit a batter. And now Tyler Olmstead's coming out early on in this one, just the 3rd inning. He's patting Hess on the back saying, hey, everything's okay. Hess from Scottsdale, Arizona, stands at 6'7". He's a righty. Just turned 24 a week ago. One of the oldest, if not the oldest member of this Sunfish team. Well, and he hasn't been here all too much, so I can't even say he's a leader on the team with his age. He's only in his 3rd appearance of the season with the Sunfish. He joined the team for the opening series against the Moo before heading home because he was having car troubles. Then he rented a car, drove up from Missouri Baptist to pitch in the home opener for the Sunfish back on June 4th in a 7-inning 6-1 victory. 7 innings pitched in a 6-1 victory over the Trappers. Fastball in the dirt makes it a 1-0 count to Cole Dawson back to the top of the order. He flew out to left field. Bases loaded, no outs. But Hess rented a car, drove back here, then drove back to Missouri Baptist. He finally joined the team again this past weekend. A check swing goes foul. It's now a 1-1 count off of the slider. But he's been with the team all week. He actually traveled with the team last week to Pierre. Did not make an appearance. He was saved to make the start in the 7-inning Game 2 of the doubleheader. This one drilled into right field. That's going to fall for a base hit. One run's going to score. Here comes the second. That rolls all the way to the corner. Stroh throws it in. Here comes the third run. There's going to be no throw from Benito Garcia. And with no outs, the Sodbusters clear the bases off of a no-out double by Cole Dawson. It's now 5-3, still a Sunfish lead. A hard hit ball down the right field line, rolled all the way to the 310. Stroh had to chase that one down, and his throw in, well, was not in time as JT Mix went to relay it, and well, there was no chance in catching Jackson Rocha, who scored all the way from first. A curveball hits at the knees for strike one to Justin McGuigan. Cole Dawson, with his fourth double of the season, just makes it a 2-run ball game as the Sodbusters answer with 3 to the Sunfish 5 that they scored in the bottom half of the second inning of fastball misses low. No outs, runner at second, a 1-1 count to Justin McGuigan. He grounded out to JT Mix his first time up. Hess delivers with the slider, low and away. Two balls, one strike. 3 runs off 3 hits for the Sodbusters. 5 runs off 5 hits for the Sunfish. The 2-1. Swung on and missed. 88 on the radar at the knees to McGuigan. He's now, as the count, even 2-2. And, well, if there were 2 outs, we'd have deuces wild. As McGuigan is number 2. You know I'm always looking for that. Hess takes a long look in, agrees on a sign with his catcher Tibbetts, checks back at second and delivers. Curveball low and away, blocked by Tibbetts, keeps Dawson at second. And while the Sunfish, again, are notorious for taking some leads and losing them and almost surrendering the leads, well, instead of waiting till late in the game to do it, it's just the next half inning. This one drilled off the bat into center field. That's going to fall between Garcia and Wilson. Wilson was charging in. That throw is cut off at the pitcher's mound by Lee Cohn. There's runners at the corners with no outs. 4 hits, this inning. Actually, according to my scorebook, I was just checking the scoreboard here at Karras Park. It says 4 hits. I'm just going to confirm with Point Streak, see what they have compared to my notes. My notes says there are only 3. Nope, there's 4. This one, straight into the glove of Cricket Danielson. He tags at third, throws over to first. They're going to get the out at first. Cricket Danielson was trying to catch Cole Dawson off at third off the bat of Trevor Matson, and one hopped into his glove. So a heads-up play there by Cricket Danielson. Couldn't get the tag as Dawson was quick enough to step back at third, excuse me. Matson is out on the 5-3. There's 1 out. Swing and a miss on the slider to Jack Hammond, who was the second strikeout of the day back in the second inning. So looking at Point Streak, Shaw walked, Stevens singled, which is one I have. Grounder past the diving glove of Cricket Danielson. He's going to have a foot race. Garcia to third. They get him. Cricket Danielson dove. Garcia was with the backup. A run will score. It's 5-4 now as Cole Dawson saw the ball get by Cricket Danielson, ran home. Justin McGuigan, who had advanced to second on the Matson ground out, tried swiping third, thinking that was going to go into left field, and Garcia raced him to third, and the foot race was won by Benito. So a 6 unassisted fielder's choice gets McGuigan out. A fastball is thrown to Trayton Kozel. Was busy looking down, did not see the striker ball call, and it's not up on the scoreboard yet. Pickoff attempt at first is no good. Two outs now in the top of the third inning. It's just a one-run ball game. Swing and a miss on another fastball. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. And a curveball gets him to swing again. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. So a walk, a single, and a hit by pitch put the first 3 on. And then a double by Cole Dawson. Scored all 3. And a fastball on the outside corner gets Kozel to chase. And that's out number 3. Strikeout number 3 on the day as well. It's 4-5 after 4 cross in the top of the third inning for the Sodbusters. They bring the game within 1 after the Sunfish had a big bottom of the second inning. We'll see how Sioux Falls responds after this on the Sunfish Radio Network and the Sunfish live stream on YouTube. Three hits, score 4 in the top of the third inning. It's a 5-4 Sunfish lead. Tanner Wilson leads it off for the second inning in a row. He led off the last one with a triple and was the first of 5 to cross for the Sunfish. He takes a slow curve inside. It's 1 ball, no strikes. So after taking a big 5-0 lead that they were looking to hold for the game, the Sunfish, unfortunately, allow 4 to cross in the top of the third. Wilson takes another breaking ball inside. It's 2-0. Grounds this one down the third base line. Lane Hufty went to go reach out his right hand. It's still holding up in a fist next to his right ear. I don't think he realized how hard off the bat that was hit. It also was a bit far to his right as well. 2 balls, 1 strike now to Wilson. Fastball hits the outside corner for strike 1. And I think I started to talk about it before Wilson tripled. Well, yesterday, or the other day, Friday, he took batting practice with a cowboy hat on. Here's the 2-2, a sweeping slider low and away. He took BP with a cowboy hat on, wore it again to the stadium today. And I said, well, why aren't you taking BP in it? And he's like, David, did you not learn? The payoff pitch is grounded to short. Dawson can't make it. It bounces off of him into center field. A hard-hit ground ball. That's Sunfish saw a couple of those yesterday where Benito Garcia had a pair of errors. And that's going to be an E6 on the tough play for Cole Dawson. That's error number 2 for the Sodbusters today. But Benito Garcia had a few of those where it was hard hit, and as he goes to field it, I think just the amount of rotation of the ball hits off the end of the glove, bounces up, and no clean play can be made as a fastball on the outside corner hits for a strike to Mixlr. Wilson and Stroh have officially seen more pitches this inning than they did last. They each were first pitch swinging. This time a slow slider hits for strike 2. It's Disney night here at Karras Park. I'm a huge Disney fan. Love the trivia. I actually am undefeated at Disney Seen It. The 0-2 hit hard to third base. That's past the glove of Stevens. Back-to-back singles for Mixlr. This time just a hard grounder to third. Stevens couldn't get his glove down quick enough to his left. He went down to a single knee. Couldn't get in front of it. And with no outs, it's a similar start to this inning. First 2 are on, and it's Adonis Forte who was hit by a pitch his last time. The first 4 for the Sunfish reached last inning. All 4 of them scored, and now Adonis Forte takes a fastball on the inside corner for a strike. The first 2 have reached this inning. We can see what Forte can do. Here's the 0-1, driven hard into right field. He pulled that one. That's going to roll all the way to the wall. Wilson rounding third. The ball bounces past Kozel. Stroh is going to stop at third, and Adonis Forte starting his extra base hit streak up again. He missed one back on Friday night. He went 0 for 3 after having an extra base hit for 4 straight games. So 5 of his last 6, Adonis has gotten an extra base hit, this time with an RBI double. Gets his first hit of the game, and the Sunfish now pull away. They hold a 2-run lead, 6-4 in the bottom of the third. Mixlr advanced to third on that one, and with runners on second and third, no outs for Dylan Cricket Danielson. He takes a slow curve in the inside corner. No balls, 1 strike for Cricket Danielson, who singled and later scored. Again, just like last inning, the first 3 have reached here in the bottom of the third. Cricket Danielson marks the 4th. He pokes one to the back netting, down 0-2. Now, the cool thing about Cricket Danielson's teal socks is the Sunfish were issued gray socks at the beginning of the season, a different gray than that of their other 3 grays in their pants, jerseys, and hats. Cricket Danielson went out and bought orange and teal. Here's the 0-2, it drills him. So substituting Tanner Wilson's triple for an Adonis Forte double, and substituting a Adonis Forte hit by pitch for a Cricket Danielson hit by pitch, and while the first 4 have reached again in back-to-back innings. The same 4, in fact. Tanner Wilson led it off in the second and third. He reached for the triple and an E6, has scored both times. Mixlr had a single in both innings. Adonis Forte was hit, had a double, and now Cricket Danielson with a single and a hit by pitch. They're all perfect with their on-base percentages today. Benito Garcia takes a fastball away for strike 1. He was the first out of the second inning, struck out swinging. The Sunfish now have extended their lead back to 2. Here's the 0-1, a slider low and away. And for you basketball fans, Game 3 of the Milwaukee Bucks versus the Atlanta Hawks is just about to get underway from Atlanta. Marv Albert on the call with Reggie Miller. Here's the 1-1. A hard fastball, fastest pitch thrown by Cafferty today. Hits the outside corner for strike 2, 85 on the radar gun. Garcia down 1-2, a very similar situation to the last time that he was up. Here's the 1-2. Takes a curveball away. In the dirt, in fact, blocked by McGuigan. That rolled back into the field of play. A good stop there by McGuigan. He let one get away that allowed Mitch Stroh to score last time. Here's the 2-2. Fastball away. It's now a 3-2 count. Benito Garcia has battled back from a 1-2 all the way to a full count on an 84-mile-an-hour fastball off the outside of the plate. Sunfish have struggled with the bases loaded, but quite a few times this season have drawn a walk to walk home a run. Garcia takes one off the end of the bat. Good defensive swing to stay alive. That goes to the back netting. JT Mix on his way to go pick that one up. 6 pitches in this at-bat for Garcia through 2 innings, as there are no outs with the bases loaded here in the bottom of the third. Cafferty has thrown 64 pitches. Here comes 65 on the payoff. This one skyrocketed to second. Jacob Shaw calling it. It's an infield fly in play, but Shaw makes the catch. And just like last inning, I love similarities between innings. And Benito Garcia gets retired after the first 4 have reached in back-to-back innings. If we're going to repeat history, Mix will ground out, Clay Huavehi will get on, Carter Tibbetts will get on, and Jesus Licon will get out. Mix takes a slow curveball inside for ball 1. It's a partly cloudy day here. A lot of the clouds providing shade here at Karras Park. 82 degrees. No breeze as Mix grounds one to the back left for strike 1. Another foul ball presented by Keg Chicken. Order it, eat it, crave it. Keg Chicken. The Hawks score first. The series is tied between the Bucks and the Hawks now score again on a slam dunk. It's 4-0 as the first quarter is just underway in Atlanta. The 1-1. Fastball on the outside corner. JT Mix rolls his head a little bit. Not too happy with that one. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. 5 of the Sunfish, 7 hits. This game came back in the second. They have 2 already here in the third with the bases loaded, 1 out. Mix the 1-2, swings through a curveball. Actually, that was a changeup. It's one of the first changeups we've seen this game from Cafferty. JT Mix through 3 innings is 0 for 3, and that's the 3rd strikeout of the day for Cafferty. 2 outs now, bases loaded for Cade Kalehuavehi. And while I was talking about with Benito Garcia that the Sunfish have been able to walk a couple runs home, including the Norris McClure walk-off walk against the SaberDogs just 2 weeks ago. Here comes Stroh on the pitch. He slides around the tag, but Sam Barrett calls him out. Mitch Stroh was off on the pitch by JT Cafferty, trying to swipe home, being aggressive. Cafferty's pitch got into McGuigan, and it looked like Stroh might have swam out of the way. Swam is not a word. Swam out of the way. Instead, he's caught trying to swipe home. The Sunfish are 0 for 3. When they try and steal home this season, they leave 2 left stranded. 1 run crosses off 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. It's 6-4 after 3 from Karras. Matt Hess makes an early exit in today's contest after just 3 innings of work, allowing 4 runs off 4 hits, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. Hess is out of the ballgame for Sioux Falls, and Pete Weil gets the relief call as his fastball misses inside to Logan Johnstone, who ended the second inning with a 4-6-3 double play that he grounded into. Another fastball swung on and missed this time by Johnstone makes it an even 1-1 count. Hess, through 2 innings of work, faced the minimum 6 batters. The 1-1, 87 on the radar gun, swung on and missed by Johnstone. He's down 1-2. The minimum 6 were retired after Trayton Kozel got a hit, but then was out one of that double play by Johnstone as he fouls one over the football complex to our left, the Augustana football complex. There were a couple Augie Vikings doing some workouts on the brand new turf over at their football stadium. Usually see them all summer here on the campus. A curveball misses low and in. Weil thought that he got him with the strikeout on the inside corner. Barrett not too keen on the inside pitches. If Johnstone had been a righty, that might have been strike 3. We have seen some fastballs today hit that exact same spot. Here's the 2-2. Either way, the curveball, well, nope, that one missed low too. Full count. Weil with a 5.02 ERA in 6 games, just 1 start, and he loses them with a fastball below the knees. A leadoff walk in back-to-back innings puts a Sodbuster on, and now it's Jacob Shaw from Cloud County Community College. Jacob Shaw walked and scored in the 3rd inning. Just like the Sunfish, the first 4 got on for Hastings. All 4 of them scored. Shaw takes the changeup outside for strike 1. And so a runner on first, and Johnstone in his first game as a Sodbuster, this is his first time reaching. He's kind of trembling over at first base, looking like he really wants to go, trying to draw the eye of Weil as a fastball misses low and away. Sun starting to set a bit here at Karras Park. Clouds are parted to our right. Mostly cloudy to our left. This one poked into right field. Stroh trots over to make the catch. 1 away in the 4th inning with a runner on first. Brings up Trevor Stevens, who singled, later scored in the 3rd. The Sodbusters weren't as cool as the Sunfish. They only had 8 plate appearances in the 3rd inning where they scored 4. The Sunfish went through all 9 in the order, and they also scored 5. They scored 1 in the 3rd as well. The Sunfish lead by 2. Johnstone looking like he's ready to go at first. He doesn't. Fastball hits at the knees to Stevens. Weil from the University of North Georgia. 14 1/3 innings pitched, now 14 2/3. 9 strikeouts, 6 walks. Well, now a 7th with Johnstone. Pickoff attempt at first. Johnstone dives back in. A barehanded tag by Lee Cohn as Johnstone was standing. Was all for naught. There was no out called by Tristan Jones. 4 runs, 4 hits, 2 errors for the Sodbusters. 6 runs off 7 hits for Sioux Falls. The 0-1, there goes Johnstone. It gets by Tibbetts, rolling slowly all the way to the backstop. Johnstone slid in head first. If he had realized that got all the way to the backstop, he might have taken 3rd. A stolen base for Johnstone, his first in the Expedition League this season. The count's now 1-1 with 1 out, runner on second. Tibbetts, in his last few appearances at catcher this season, has allowed just a few to the backstop. As this one now gets away. A curveball bounced. And actually, Sam Barrett called it a hit by pitch. And now with the dead ball, there is a runner at third. And I believe... no hit by pitch was called by Barrett. Pete Weil, that's what he was arguing. I thought he was going to argue that Johnstone had to go back to second. But in fact, Barrett did not call that Stevens was hit by a pitch as the ball bounced inside. It made a sound like it bounced off something. It might have just been the dirt, but it almost sounded like it might have hit off of a foot. Stevens immediately was running down to first, or at least trotting down to first. And just my confusion on that was I did see no dead ball called. It's a 2-ball, 1-strike count. Stevens still at the plate, the lefty, against the righty Weil. Fastball low and in. 3 balls, 1 strike. Pete likes to paint the corners, and when he does that, he occasionally, or most of the time I would say, doesn't get the call. He paints them very well. With some of the strike zones this season, hasn't gotten a lot of the calls. He misses with a fastball low, and this time Stevens gets the walk and trots down to first base. Runners at the corners, 1 out. It's Jackson Rocha, the number 9 hitter. He was hit by a pitch in the 3rd inning, scored. And this is where the Sunfish tend to struggle. When the strike zone doesn't go their way, Sunfish pitching, it gets in their heads a little bit, and they get frustrated both at themselves and a little bit with the umpires as well. Changeup misses low. Pete usually keeps his composure, keeps his game face on, but has gotten a few words in so far this inning with Sam Barrett. Here's the 1-0. Popped behind right side into the right side netting. That's going to bounce back onto the field off of the concrete backstop. Jonathan Brandon out sprints Walker Bullington to the ball before tossing it to his skipper. Walker Bullington, oh wow. He just kicked the ball up to his hand off the bounce from Jonathan Brandon. We didn't get it on camera. Sorry, folks. I promise it was majestic. His wife is a soccer coach in Alabama. He probably learned everything he knows from her, honestly. Here's the 1-1. Runner goes. This one hit hard down the right field line. Hooking into the Sunfish bullpen, though. Foul. Walker Bullington, he's a man of many talents. If you follow the Sunfish on Twitter at SF Sunfish, you saw before the game he can juggle. He's juggling baseballs, wearing a cowboy hat, doing a pregame interview. He co-hosts a podcast with me, The Fish Tank, as a breaking ball is swung on and missed by Rocha for out number 2 in this 4th inning. First strikeout of the day for Weil, 4th on the day for Sunfish pitching. And, well, Walker is a man of many talents. I've been told, and actually did witness one time, him singing Friends in Low Places by Garth Brooks. I've been told that's his karaoke song. I've heard it firsthand, and, well, it's fantastic when he can sing it, and he's just a man of many talents, Walker Bullington, the skipper for the Sunfish. 2 outs, runners at the corners. First pitch swung on, foul by Dawson. Cole Dawson doubled to clear the bases in the 3rd inning to make it a 2-run ball game before he himself scored on a single by Justin McGuigan to make it a 1-run ball game, but the Sunfish scored one of their own in the bottom half of the 3rd. It's a 6-4 ball game now. Curveball driven high down the right field line. That's hooking, and it bounces off the wall just past the Sunfish bullpen. Asante Wilson was looking to make the catch. It went over his head, and someone else, I can't tell who that is, sitting down, grabbed the ball off the ground, held it up as a trophy. Dawson's down, no balls, 2 strikes, and if I'm not mistaken, it's raining. I actually felt a little bit of a drop. It is starting to rain here at Karras Park, or at least mist down. The 0-2 broken bat up the middle, past the glove of Garcia. A broken bat line drive up the middle on an 0-2 count. Scores 1 for the Sodbusters. It's now a 1-run ball game again. Trevor Stevens on his way to second. And Cole Dawson with his 4th RBI of the day. Credence Clearwater Revival would be proud. Have you ever seen the rain coming down on a sunny day? Well, I can now say I have. It's raining here at Karras Park. Again, it looks almost more like a mist. It doesn't seem to be bothering anybody. There is a cloud right above us. First pitch swinging by McGuigan. He takes it foul. It doesn't appear... I can't tell if it's really coming down that hard. The wind is blowing now, straight in from left field. No balls, 1 strike to Justin McGuigan. He was the one who drove in Dawson after grounding out in the first inning. The 0-1 fastball at the knees hits for strike 2. It's no balls, 2 strikes. There's a bit of covering here, covering the grandstand at Karras Park. A few fans are moving up to take shelter from the rain. Again, the wind is blowing directly in from left, so there's a good chance that in a matter of minutes, this rain's going to pass, as there's sunny skies to our right. Weil steps off and calls time. This just kind of popped up out of nowhere. I looked down at my scorebook for a second, looked back up, had felt a couple drops, and... oh yeah, here's the 0-2. Curveball low and away. Backhanded stop by Tibbetts prevented that one from advancing the runners. 5 runs now, 5 hits, 2 errors for the Sodbusters. As they've crossed another run here in the 4th. They've scored 5 in 2 innings. The Sunfish have scored 6 in the 2nd and 3rd. They have yet to have their at-bats here in the 4th. Here's the 1-2. 86-mile-an-hour fastball just misses off the corner of the plate outside. It's Deuces Wild. McGuigan prevented us from having it last inning. He gives it to us this time. He's number 2 with 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners at first and second. Wild. 3 taps of the left heel. Delivers a curveball that bounces in the left-handed batter's box for ball 3. And when I say 3 taps of the left heel, Weil, when he sets, he brings his foot in and kind of brings it up and down, doesn't really lift his entire foot off, keeps the toes on the ground, lifts his heel up thrisely, brings it in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 actually. The payoff, grounded to the right side. JT Mix with the backhanded slide. Fires over to first. Licone with the stretch. They got him. Weil gets out of the jam, allowing just 1 run to cross on the 4-3 putout. 1 run scores off 1 hit, no errors. There are 2 left on base for the Sodbusters. And after 4.5, the rain continuing to fall. It looks like it's picking up a bit now. It's a 6-5 ball game. We'll be back after this. We're back at Karras Park, and, well, there's no baseball happening. Out of nowhere, it just kind of started to downpour here in Sioux Falls. We had some rain yesterday. It was a 15-minute rain delay before first pitch. We are now in another rain delay from Karras Park. It started off as a sprinkle and has now turned into an outright downpour. We've already seen the statistician for the Hastings Sodbusters run all the way out to right center field to touch the 2018 NCAA Division II National Champions banner. And then Adonis Forte looked like he was about to do the same. Instead, he dove head first into second. He was slipping and sliding as well. This is turf here at Karras Park. And, well, on Disney night, it seems like things are raining on our parade here in Sioux Falls. We've played 3.5 innings here at Karras Park, and the Sunfish lead by 1. The first inning remained scoreless after a 3-up, 3-down inning for the Sodbusters. Matt Hess was on the mound, went 3-up, 3-down, and then the Sunfish in the first inning, Cade Kalehuavehi drew a walk and had a stolen base, but otherwise Carter Tibbetts and Jesus Licon were retired right after that. The second inning saw a base hit for Hastings, but then a 4-6-3 double play in the first plate appearance of the season for Logan Johnstone. Ended up retiring the inning after that. But it was the bottom of the second inning where Sioux Falls broke things open. A leadoff triple by Tanner Wilson, and then a single by Mitch Stroh put the Sunfish up 1-0. Adonis Forte and Dylan Cricket Danielson would follow suit, reaching on a hit by pitch and a single respectively. Stroh would score. Adonis Forte would score on a pass ball, and then Cricket Danielson was driven in by a single by Cade Kalehuavehi, and Carter Tibbetts would drive in Cade with a double. 5 runs would cross in the second for Sioux Falls, and it looked like they would be holding a comfortable lead. But the Hastings Sodbusters had other plans. In the top of the third inning, the first 4 would reach for them as well. A walk, a single, and a hit by pitch for Jacob Shaw, Trevor Stevens, and Jackson Rocha, respectively. Would then lead for a no-out double by Cole Dawson, which cleared the bases. Dawson would be driven in by Justin McGuigan to bring the Sodbusters within 1. After 2.5 from Karras Park, it was a 5-4 ball game. The Sunfish would go on to reach the first 4 again in the third inning. Wilson would reach on an E6, Stroh with his second base hit, and Adonis Forte would double to drive in Tanner Wilson. Cricket Danielson hit by a pitch to load the bases before Garcia and Mix would be retired again, and Mitch Stroh, while Cade Kalehuavehi was at bat, would try and swipe home to no avail. 0 for 3 on the season are the Sunfish in that category, trying to steal home. And in the fourth inning, Pete Weil would allow 1 run off 1 hit, 2 left on base. And while we are in a rain delay, again, the clouds, they're clearing up. There's not much over us. There was a big dark gray cloud overhead, and there's clear skies to our, well, not clear skies, but it's, partly cloudy to our right. Blue is poking through. The sun is somewhat shining as the clouds appear to be breaking up out above us, but it's still raining here in Sioux Falls. So we're on a rain delay as the Sunfish and the Sodbusters are in Game 3 of this weekend series. The Sodbusters took Friday's matchup 7-3 after the Sunfish would go up 3-0 through 5. And then in the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning, the Sodbusters scored 7 unanswered. Last night, the Sunfish returned the favor, taking a early lead. After 4 innings, the Sunfish were up 5-1 over the Soddies. They'd scored 2 more in the 5th inning before crossing 1 in the 8th. Or excuse me, 1 in the 8th. Will Olson scored. And that was it. The Sodbusters scored 3 in the 9th, but that was all they could do. They fell 8-4. So right now it's the 8-19 Sodbusters and the 12-15 Sunfish, each in their 28th game in this first half of the season. The the first half of the season ends at 32 games. And in the Clark standings, the Western Nebraska Pioneers ended their 11-game winning streak last night in a losing effort to, if I remember correctly, the Spearfish Sasquatch. And while we're on this rain delay, well, let's take a quick look around the Expedition League. Again, the rain looks like it might be letting up a little bit. It's still coming down fairly hard. We'll take a look around the rest of the Expedition League. We are in a rain delay here in Sioux Falls, but the Pioneers in the bottom of the 6th inning from Spearfish trail again to the Sasquatch. It's 8-2. The Pioneers in danger of dropping back-to-back to Spearfish. Spearfish and Fremont are slowly creeping back up on Western Nebraska in the standings. The Pioneers only hold a 3.5 game lead over both the Moo and the Sasquatch, and the Sasquatch are looking to close that just a little bit. Mining City Tommyknockers trail the Badlands Big Sticks 8-0 in the bottom of the 7th. The Tommyknockers at one point were tied with the Source Valley Saberdogs, but are now at an even 500 after dropping quite a few as of recent. In fact, in their last 10 games, the Tommyknockers are 2-8, currently on a 6-game losing streak, and they're being shut out by the Big Sticks in the bottom of the 7th from Dakota Community Bank and Trust Ballpark. And it's a battle of two of the best teams in the Expedition League, the Saberdogs and the Moo, doing battle from historic Moeller Field. The Moo got the best of the Saberdogs last night, but now it's the Saberdogs returning the favor. They're leading 8-5 in the top of the 7th. From the state's capital, Pierre, South Dakota, the Wheat City Whiskey Jacks in the rubber match against the Pierre Trappers hold a 9-5 lead in the bottom of the 7th inning from Hyde Stadium. And out in Idaho, the Casper Horseheads lead by 6 over the Canyon County Spuds. It's an 8-2 ball game. The rain looks like it may be slowing. I know I keep saying that, but who knows? The stands are clear. I think fans are just taking shelter here at Karras Park while other fans are heading to their cars. The Sunfish lead the Hastings Sodbusters in the rubber match here from Sioux Falls 6-5 in this rain delay that was called in between the top and bottom of the 4th inning. We're going to step away for a brief moment. We'll wait until we get word on what might be happening with this delay, so stick around and we'll rejoin you when this rain holds up. We'll try and keep you posted on Sunfish social media, SF Sunfish on Twitter, SF Sunfish on Instagram, and Sioux Falls Sunfish on Facebook. We'll try and keep you guys updated, but stay close to your monitors as this rain might be letting up any second now. We'll step away as this rain delay commences from Karras Park in Sioux Falls. We're back from Karras Park. The rain has passed, hopefully for the rest of the night. And we are back and ready to go at Karras Park. James Shimashita relieves JT Cafferty. Cafferty threw 3 innings, allowed 6 runs, only 3 of them earned, off 7 hits, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. Shimashita, who made his Sodbusters debut back on Friday, we saw him come and do 1 inning of relief at the end of the game. And, well, now we see him come in and a bit earlier for relief tonight. We'll get you his stats from Friday night in just a moment. But we return. It's a 6-5 Sunfish lead in the bottom of the 4th inning. The rain started falling in the top half of the inning. Fans are still here. They were underneath some covering here at Karras Park. And the lefty Shimashita pitched just 1 inning, struck out 1, walked 1. Allowed no runs in the 7-3 Soddies win on Friday night. And Shimashita will first see Cade Kalehuavehi. Thank you for returning with us on the Sunfish Radio Network and the Sunfish live stream on YouTube. The rain has passed, and again, had been told there was a lightning strike as well. As a curveball from Shimashita hits at the knees, for strike 1 to Cade Kalehuavehi. There was a lightning strike, which is why the delay was about at 20 minutes. I thought it was just the rain. Shimashita with the fastball, it hits the outside corner to Cade. He's down 0-2. But the rain has passed. The 20 minutes has passed for the lightning strike, and we're back in the bottom of the 4th inning. Cade Kalehuavehi, the number 2 hitter in the lineup tonight, takes a pitch at the knees. Strike 3. 3 pitches, 3 strikes. Shimashita gets his 2nd strikeout of the season, 1st of the night. During the rain, we took the radar gun down. And so we don't have it, at least for this half inning. I'll see about getting that put back up. But for now, we're radar gunless. Carter Tibbetts steps up with 1 out in the bottom of the 4th, takes a first pitch, swings and misses on a curveball. How did we get here before the rain delay? The Sodbusters went scoreless through 2, while the Sunfish in the bottom of the 2nd inning would cross 5. Another breaking ball swung on and missed by Carter. It's no balls, 2 strikes to the catcher. The Soddies would return with 4 of their own in the top of the 3rd inning to make it a 1-run ball game. Fastball misses high and away. Before Sioux Falls would score 1 more in the bottom of the 3rd. Pete Wild would come in relief of Matt Hess in the top of the 4th inning and would allow 1 run. So we're back at a 1-run ball game here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Curveball bounces in the dirt. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, and we're 1 out away from having Deuces Wild for the 2nd time today. First time would have been for the Sunfish, as Carter Tibbetts is number 2. Actually, it almost would have been like Deuces Wild Supreme almost. The 2-2 curveball swung on and missed, dropped 3rd strike. The throw from McGuigan over to Trevor Matson is good for strikeout number 2 of the inning. But Carter Tibbetts playing catcher, which on a scorecard is the number 2 position. And so technically, anytime Tibbetts is catching, it's almost Deuces Wild Supreme. I've never really thought of that before. Jesus Licone, 0 for 2 on the day with a ground out and a strikeout. Taking his first at-bats since the 2nd inning. 2 outs for Licone, takes a slider low and in from the lefty Shimashita. Shimashita made his Sodbusters debut on Friday. Throws a fastball that hits at the outside corner. Licone looking. It's a 1-1 count. Here's the 1-1. Licone gets a piece of it, but takes it out of play down the right side. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. And since we're back from the rain delay, well, that foul ball is brought to you by Keg Chicken. Order it, eat it, crave it. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs to Lee Cone. Shimashita in his first inning of work delivers. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball got Lee Cone chasing. And Shimashita in his first inning of work strikes out the side. It's a 1-run ball game after the long rain delay between half innings. It's 6-5 Sunfish after 4 from Karras Park. The Sodbusters got their last at-bats on the before half of the rain delay, lightning delay, and now they're back at it after the Sunfish went 3 up, 3 down on strikeouts in the bottom of the 4th inning. It's a 1-run ball game in the top of the 5th. Trevor Matson takes a strike from Pete Weil to kick things off. Here's the 0-1. Grounded on top of the Sodbusters dugout, right into the hands of the third base coach and field manager for the Saudis. And, you know, really should have his name known, at least off the top of my head. We can pull that up in just a moment. Here's the 0-2. Inside pitch popped up behind the plate. Tibbetts giving chase. He's got a little bit of room. No, he doesn't. It bounces just in front of the main concourse here at Karras Park. It's still an 0-2 count. Chandler Wagner coaching at third, and again, Luke Bay over at first. And you would think, despite striking out 3 up, 3 down in the bottom of the 4th inning, fish like water. You think the Sunfish might have gotten a little bit of extra energy from the rain. 1 ball, 2 strikes, thanks to their namesake as a curveball hits in the dirt. We'll see how the Sunfish can handle this long rain delay. Ground ball rolled over to Cricket Danielson. The throw just high and to the right of Jesus Lee Cone, but he can make the catch for out number 1 off the bat of Trevor Matson. Matson now 0 for 3 with 2 grounds outs over to Cricket Danielson. It's Jack Hammond who struck out and grounded into a fielder's choice. He was not retired, but Benito Garcia beat the foot race over to third as a fastball misses the outside corner. Liner up the middle for a base hit off the bat of Jack Hammond. And another 1-out base hit for the Sodbusters. The other one coming back in the 2nd inning. It's now 1 out, runner at first. Still a 1-run ball game here in Sioux Falls after the rain delay. Trayton Kozel steps up. He singled in the 2nd, but was the first out of the double play turned in that inning. The pitch grounded to Pete Weil on the chopper. He turns around, fires to 2nd, dug out by Garcia. He can't relay the throw to 1st. It was a low throw by Pete Weil on the spin around. Garcia played a nice job of playing that off the hop into his glove to get the lead runner. And this time, Kozel's now at first on the 1-6 fielder's choice. And with 2 outs, Logan Johnstone in his first game as a Sodbuster takes a curveball at the knees. 77 on the radar gun. That's right. We got it set up again. We're back with those miles per hour. Thanks to our general manager, Nick Mullen. What doesn't he do? The 0-1. Another breaking ball, this time misses in the dirt. It's an even 1-1 count. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning. The Sunfish lead 6-5 with a runner on first for the Sodbusters. Throw over to first. No tag by Lee Cohn. He was playing a bit off the base. Had to catch that with both hands underneath him so it didn't get by. Wiles had a couple E1s on pickoff attempts. Most notably one in Pier against the Trappers. The 1-1 thrown over to first again. No tag by Jesus. So again, the Sodbusters have scored a run in their last 2 innings. 4 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th. In response to the Sunfish scoring 6 in the 2nd and 3rd. This one grounded hard to the right side, past the diving glove of JT Mix. Mitch Stroh providing the backup in right, gets the ball in quickly. And with 2 outs, Hastings now has runners on first and second off of the Logan Johnstone base hit. That's his first hit of the season. The center fielder is making his Hastings Sodbusters debut, Expedition League debut today. And he has slowly progressed. First, he grounded out into a double play, then drew the walk and scored. Also had his first stolen base that last time. Fastball misses high. And now in the 5th inning, he gets his first hit. Talking with the first baseman, Jesus Lee Cohn. Johnstone got a smile on his face. I'd be happy too, getting my first hit of the summer in my first game. The 1-0. Drilled hard into center field. Wilson to his right makes the catch for out number 3. 2 runners get on with 2 outs. Neither of them get to score. No runs off 1 hit, no errors, 2 left on base for the Sodbusters. It's still 6-5 Sunfish as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Tanner Wilson, who already has a triple today, leads it off for the 3rd time in today's game. Led off in the 2nd and 3rd innings, reached both times, scored both times. He's the only person in today's game who has scored twice. For the Sunfish, a fastball from James Shimashita hits at the knees for strike 1. The Bucks slowly and surely were pulling back, but the Hawks not allowing them to take the lead. It's a 10-point ball game with 2:30 remaining in the 2nd quarter. The Hawks lead Milwaukee. Fastball misses outside. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Wilson tripled for his first time this season. He had been thrown out trying to stretch a double into a triple against the Saber Dogs. This time a breaking ball misses low and in. It's 2 balls, 1 strike. Then in the third inning, he led off reaching on an E6, which was the second error of the game for the Sodbusters. And he later scored on the Adonis Forte double. The 2-1. Swung on and missed. Breaking pitch got him. It's now an even 2-2 count. So it appears that the rain has officially passed, and officially passed for good, knock on wood. We got some partly cloudy skies in the distance and to our right. The 2-2 swung on and missed. Foul tip, actually. Late foul tip call by Sam Barrett for strikeout number 1 of the inning. James Shimashita has come into this ball game, has retired 4 straight, and has retired all of them on the strikeout. After making his Sodbusters pitching debut on Friday, striking out just 1 of the Sunfish, he has now come in and retired 4 straight on the K. Mitch Stroh looked to show bunt, but pulled it back as the curveball missed low. Stroh 2 for 2 with singles. He was the third out of the third inning as he tried stealing home unsuccessfully. A fastball at the knees is called a strike. Counts even at 1. So coming back after having the hand injury on Sunday, Stroh has looked pretty solid defensively, and well, the stitches in his hand haven't affected his swing at all as he's 2 for 2, taking a fastball away. It's now 2 balls, 1 strike. Brings his bat up. Shimashita, kicks and delivers. A pitch on the outside corner, counts even at 2. The two teams tied at 7 hits apiece. The Sunfish hold the 1-run lead here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And if the rain did decide to come back, after completing the top half of the 5th inning, a curveball is swung on, fouled over the back netting to keep Stroh alive. But the Expedition League rule is 4.5 innings is a complete ball game if a game is called due to weather or other instances. Here's the 2-2. Chased a breaking pitch high, and Stroh goes down swinging. 5 up, 5 down for James Shimashita, all via strikeout. That marks strikeout number 9 for Sodbusters pitching today. And the lefty is dealing. His curveball missed low and away to the lefty Adonis Forte. It rolled all the way to the backstop. Bounced actually into the back netting, more like it. The Bucks have now pulled within 5 with just 1:50 remaining in the first half against the Hawks in Atlanta. Forte takes a fastball just low and in. It's 2-0. Now this is more like it for a Sunday baseball game. The sun setting to the west. Shining light from right to left across Karras Park. Fastball in again, and Forte's ahead 3-0. Justin McGuigan asked where that one missed to Sam Barrett. No physical showing. Barrett, I would hope, would say low and in. Just a reminder, Jackson Rocha, Logan Johnstone, Trayton Kozel from left to right in the outfield. Trevor Stevens, Cole Dawson on the left side of the infield as a fastball comes right across the plate for strike 1. Trevor Stevens and Cole Dawson at third and short, respectively. Jacob Shaw, Trevor Matson on the right side of the infield. Justin McGuigan behind the plate. Forte rolls over one. That gets into right field for a base hit. A 2-out base hit for Adonis Forte. He's now 2 for 2 after hitting a double in the third and being hit by a pitch and scoring in the second. And that's the first non-strikeout for James Shimashita. He had retired 5 straight off of the K. And Adonis Forte is the first hitter to reach against one of the newest Sodbusters. Dylan Cricket Danielson, who's 1 for 1 with a single and a hit by pitch, his 2 times up. Takes a curveball low and in, and it was almost hit on that one too. A lot of times when Shimashita has been missing, he's been missing low, and the lefty, Shimashita, his pitches come across and have been bouncing more in the right-handed batter's box. Cricket Danielson chases a fastball away. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. And after the 15 to 20 minute rain delay, lightning delay, the Sunfish and the Sodbusters at some point will be the only game playing tonight, as all the other ones started a bit earlier, and when we checked, a fastball hits up the knees to Cricket Danielson. It's 2 balls, 1 strike. And when we checked during the rain delay, a lot of them were in the 6th or 7th inning. It was Canyon County and Casper, who were the furthest west, who were roughly on pace with the Sunfish and Sodbusters. There goes Forte as the pitch misses low and in, bounces and stopped by McGuigan. Forte gets second for free. That's his first stolen base of the day. And on the season, Forte leads the team with his now 14th stolen base of the season. Speedy, quick on the base paths and in the outfield is Forte. He's shown it all season long. 3 balls and 1 strike to Cricket Danielson. Shimashita checks back at second before delivering. Fastball swung on and missed again by Dylan. It's now full count with 2 outs, runner on second. A run hasn't been scored by either team since the top of the 4th inning before the rain delay to bring the Sodbusters within 1 of Sioux Falls. And now the payoff pitch to Cricket Danielson. Shimashita kicks and delivers. Gets him with the curveball looking. Cricket Danielson will slam his bat into the ground, and that's strikeout number 6 for Shimashita. Besides the Adonis Forte single, he struck out the side, and through 2 innings, James Shimashita has struck out 6. No runs crossed off the 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base for Sioux Falls. It's 6-5 Sunfish from Karras Park on the Sunfish Radio Network and the Sunfish live stream on YouTube. In the top of the 6th inning, it's Trevor Stevens, Jackson Rocha, and Cole Dawson to lead it off. Pete Weil winds and delivers. A fastball just misses outside for ball 1. The music's still playing through that one. Iron Man by Black Sabbath. Good song. 84-mile-an-hour fastball misses high from Weil. Weil came in after the 3rd inning. He's allowed just 1 run through 2 innings. Allowed the 1 run in the 4th. His fastball hits the inside corner to Trevor Stevens, who singled off of Matt Hess in the 3rd, scored, and then walked but was left stranded, Landed, a combination of left stranded. Not creating a word there, but creating a new meaning for landed. Left stranded on second. He hits this one hard down the right field line. Stroh catches it on the warning track on the run. Shortest wall in the ballpark, 310 to right field. And usually when one's hit that way, it's, well, continues to carry most of the time. Stroh, again, showing his speed, showing that a week off, well, you can keep him, you can knock him down, but you can't keep him out. Bunt shown, but fouled off the bat of Jackson Rocha, who's 0 for 1. He struck out, was the first strikeout and only strikeout for Pete Weil after being hit by a pitch in the third. So no balls, 1 strike to Rocha, who's playing left today. The pitch from Weil, 86, misses inside. It's an even 1-1 count. Weil, a ground ball pitcher. So even just getting 1 strikeout, it's no big deal for him as a curveball misses high. It's 2 balls, 1 strike. In fact, on the season, just 10 strikeouts through 14 and a third innings pitched. Here's the 2-1. Swung on and missed a fastball. Rocha pulled his head on that one. He was swinging for the fences. Rocha this season, through 6 games, came into today batting a .059. Swings through another fastball. First strikeout number 2 from Weil, who takes a little lap around the pitcher's mound as the Sunfish infield throws it around the horn. Strikeout number 2 on the day for Weil, 5 for Sunfish pitching total. And in the top of the 6th inning, there's now 2 outs. We head to the top of the order for Hastings. Cole Dawson, the shortstop. He takes an 86-mile-an-hour fastball across the plate for strike 1. The sun set quickly, or at least is behind a cloud. Here's the 0-1. A slider. Misses outside. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. A good backhand by Carter Tibbetts, who brushes away a fly. Usually a lot of flies, sometimes some gnats here at Karras Park. There's other stadiums where they're a bit more apparent. 1 ball, 1 strike as Weil steps off but resets. That can get frustrating, especially as a catcher. It makes it hard to see. The 1-1 fouled into the back netting. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the top of the 6th inning. The Sunfish lead 6-5 over the Hastings Sodbusters in this game 3 of the weekend between the 2 teams. The first time they've met this season. The Sunfish more familiar with the Wheat City Whiskey Jacks or the Pier Trappers. Here's the 1-2, fouled just above the glove of Carter Tibbetts. 88 on the radar gun from Weil. Maybe with a little bit of help off the bat of Cole Dawson. Dawson had the big 3 RBI double in the 3rd inning before also having an RBI RBI single in the 4th. Wow, a double and a triple, that'd be a heck of a day. The 1-2 drilled high, drifting all the way out of play over the first base dugout. Still a 1-2 count. But out of the 5 runs for the Sodbusters, Cole Dawson is responsible for 4 of them. And the only reason he's not responsible for all 5, well, he's the 5th run. He scored off of a Justin McGuigan single. Curveball gets him swinging. And Pete Weil goes 3 up, 3 down with his 3rd strikeout of the day. The Sunfish still lead by 1 after the top of the 6th inning from Karras Park. Benito Garcia leads it off for the Sunfish before we go back to the top of the order. JT Mix and Cade Kalehuavehi follow, but it's a new pitcher for the Hastings Sodbusters. Jake Bigham from Southeastern Oklahoma State relieves James Shimashita. His first pitch, 81 inside, misses to Benito Garcia. Two Arizona Western guys on the team, Benito Garcia and Cade Kalehuavehi. Got similar body structures. Sometimes it's hard to tell them apart. Garcia skyrockets this one to second. Shaw camps underneath it for out number one. It's the second time that Garcia has flown out to Jacob Shaw in this game. And we go back to the top of the order here in the bottom of the sixth with JT Mix. Mix went 0 for 3 through the first 3 innings. A ground down to short, a ground out to third, and a strikeout. He's searching for his first hit of the game. Bigham from McLeod, Oklahoma, gets JT Mix to swing on the first pitch. 2-0 on the season through 3 games. 7 2/3 innings pitched of relief. 3 strikeouts, 4 walks. He last appeared on the 23rd as Mix off the end of the bat fouls a breaking ball to the back netting and is down 0-2. In his 3 innings pitched on the 23rd, Bigham allowed 4 runs off 5 hits, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. That was not enough for the SaberDogs to come back. The Sodbusters won 10-8 as a defensive swing from Mix pokes one out of play down the right field line. One out in the bottom of the 6th. The Sunfish lead 6-5. They've never trailed in this game as a curveball bounces in the left-handed batter's box out of the righty Bigham's hand. 6-foot righty, 200 pounds, finished up his senior year from Southeastern Oklahoma State. I would say that's SOS, but usually with Southeastern they go SE. Mix fouls one off again. 8 hits to 7 in favor of the Sunfish. 2 errors for the Soddies tonight. We had that 15-minute rain delay in the 4th, but again, the sun has set. And it doesn't look like we're going to have rain anymore. The 0-2 bounces in front of the left-handed batter's box. No swing by Mix. It's 1 out, or 1 ball, 2 strikes, excuse me. 2 balls, 2 strikes, correction. A little bit of a mix-up on the scoreboard out in right field. And this scoreboard, I don't think I've mentioned this season. The scoreboard says guest, obviously for the visitors, as Mix pops one high down the first base line. Charging in is Matson. He drifts to his right now off of the baseline. Catches it for out number 2. And then instead of saying home, which again at a university level or something like this, when the scoreboard's not digital, I mean, you go to the pro ballparks and they have the scoreboards that are basically a video screen. It'll say the home team's name. Well, here on a ballpark where it's, you know, just your normal type of scoreboard, especially at a Division II collegiate level ballpark, it says Vikings for the Augustana Vikings. Of course, around the campus of Augustana University, a curveball misses to Cade Kalehuavehi for ball 1. I'd like to thank Jessica from Sioux Falls for listening to tonight's ball game. Tell us where you're listening from, fans, in the Mixlr chat or live on YouTube. Might get a shout out. Fastball misses away. It's 2 balls, no strikes to Cade Kalehuavehi. He walked in the first inning, singled and scored in the second before striking out. He was the first of the 6 for James Shimashita, who only pitched 2 innings tonight. Fouled off the end of the bat for strike 1. And James Shimashita, in just his second appearance, went 2 innings, striking out 6 and allowing just 1 hit. Changeup hits high. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Again, fans, tell us where you're listening from on the live stream. We have a lot of our usual listeners here in the stands. The Wilsons, parents of Tanner Wilson, as Cade Kalehuavehi fouls one into the glove of Justin McGuigan. And Bigham, in his first inning of work, goes 3 up, 3 down, similar to his teammate Shimashita. He gets 1 strikeout. It's a 3 up, 3 down inning in the bottom of the 6th. After 6 from Karras Park, the Sunfish 6, the Sodbusters 5. Thank you to Kim Blair, watching from Hamilton, Alabama. Tanner Wilson's aunt. Thanks for listening. Tanner Wilson's parents, who I got to talk to, came up from Texas for, I believe, the week. First pitch swung on, drilled hard into right center field. Coming over is Wilson, but Mitch Stroh gets the ball on the trot off the bat of Justin McGuigan. He was first pitch swinging. First pitch retired on the fly out to Mitch Stroh in right center. We have a listener, Randy from Hastings, Nebraska. Randy, I'm going to just take a wild guess that you're a Sodbusters fan. No problem with that. Thanks for listening. Pete Weil shows a changeup in the dirt to Trevor Mattson, who's 0 for 3 on the day. This time, a breaking pitch hits for a strike. We have Jason from Plainfield, Illinois, father of catcher Justin McGuigan, as Trevor Mattson fouls one down the third base line. Jason, sorry about that flyout on the first pitch from Justin. It was a hard hit ball. Good swing. Here's the 1-2. Grounded hard down the third base line, past the diving Dylan Cricket Danielson. That's going to roll down the left field line. And rounding first, heading to second is Mattson. The throw is just wide of second into the glove of JT Mix. A 1-out double for Trevor Mattson. Gets his first hit of the day. Second double of the day for the Sodbusters. Cole Dawson had a 3 RBI one in the third. And with 1 out, runner on second for the Soddies, it's Jack Hammond. That's the 8th hit of the ball game for Hastings. It's now even between the two teams in the hits column. Weil taps his foot the 5 times and delivers to Hammond. Grounder to Cricket Danielson. Plays it off the hop in the chest. Fires it over to first, stretching his Lee Cone. And on the throw, Mattson is going to head over to third. Hammond grounds out on the 5-3. Mattson advances over to third. And now the tying run is just 90 feet away. And we have CJ, excuse me, username Jack Attack, but CJ watching from Lafayette, Louisiana, giving a shout out to JB, Jonathan Brandon. First pitch swinging by Trayton Kozel down the left field line. Forte is not going to get to that one as that drifts out of play. Thank you all for listening to this broadcast on the Sunfish Radio Network and the Sunfish live stream on YouTube. Top of the 7th inning from Karras Park. And CJ, you're right, marathon of a game after the rain delay after the top of the 4th inning. Curveball hits the inside corner to the lefty Kozel. Kozel singled back in the 2nd, struck out in the 3rd, reached on a fielder's choice in the 5th. He's down 0-2 now in the top of the 7th with 2 outs, run around 3rd. Tying run just 90 feet away. Base hit ties this one. Here's the 0-2. Low and in. Good stop there by a sliding Carter Tibbetts, preventing that one from going by on the curveball. In the 3rd quarter, it's a 7-point ball game after the Hawks. Trey Young just made a 3-pointer. The Hawks lead 70-63 with just under 8 remaining in the 3rd quarter. 1 ball, 2 strikes from Pete Weil, who delivers. Grounder, right side, Licone plays it off the short hop. Trots over to first to take it himself, and the threat is retired. Trevor Matson had the double and would go over to 3rd, representing the tying run, just 90 feet away, but he's held there. No runs off 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. It's stretching time from Karras Park. Manny Herrera will become the 4th pitcher for these Sodbusters tonight, relieving Jake Bigham, who just pitched 1 inning. Herrera from York College in Nebraska, teammates with Jesus Licone, who's in the on-deck circle. His first pitch, 87, misses low and away. So again, just a reminder of what happened. We had James Shimashita come in, 2 innings of 1 hit, no run baseball, 6 strikeouts, as another pitch rolls away, this time to the right from Justin McGuigan. So Shimashita through 2 innings, struck out 6, allowed just 1 hit, no runs. And Jake Bigham through 1 inning, allowed no hits, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts. Just did a 3 up, 3 down. Or correction, he did have 1 strikeout, as now a breaking ball hits at the knees to Carter Tibbetts. We have Carrie Ann, mother of Sodbusters Logan Johnstone, as Carter Tibbetts swings at a fastball, evens the count at 2. Listening from Los Gatos, California. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Apologies if I'm mispronouncing it. And here's the 2-2 to Tibbetts from Herrera. Fastball swung on and missed by Tibbetts. He leads off the inning with a strikeout. That's 2 of the 3 pitchers this game who have led off with a strikeout. James Shimashita retired all 6 of his outs via the K. And the teammates, after doing battle on Friday get another time to face off. Herrera and Licone, both from York College. Curveball hits for a strike. And what I was also told by Jesus yesterday is that Manny and himself both got their starts at El Paso Community College. I knew Jesus did not know that about Manny Herrera. And so then they both, time is called by Licone. They both got their starts at El Paso Community College before making their way up to York College in Nebraska. Here's the 0-1. Curveball taken in the dirt, pulled out by McGuigan. It's ones across the board. Also, shout out to Tanya Lassier from Atlanta, Georgia. Rooting for Pete Weil on the mound if he returns from the University of North Georgia. Curveball swung on a miss by Licone. Tanya's son, Jacob Lassier, also a pitcher for the Sunfish. A teammate of Weil's at North Georgia. Thank you for listening, Tanya. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Licone from his teammate Herrera. Herrera steps off and readjusts. It's a 1-run ball game in the bottom of the 7th. Curveball held off by Licone. Counts even at 2. The 2 names I did see at the Atlanta Hawks game against the Bucks, Chris Tucker, Floyd Mayweather in attendance. It's 73-68. The Bucks still trail, with just about 6.5 remaining in the 3rd. The 2-2 to Licone with 1 out. Fastball taken low. It's now a full count. Here's the payoff. 81, changeup taken at the knees, and Licone draws the 1-out walk. Tanner Wilson, who's 1 for 3, reached on an E6 in the 3rd, struck out in the 5th, but he scored twice because once he reached on the E6, he was driven in by an Adonis Forte double, but he scored off of a Mitch Stroh single after he tripled for his first time up in the 2nd inning. Licone looked like he was about to go, and now he does as the ball gets away from McGuigan. A curveball in the dirt bounces over the glove of McGuigan. And Tanner Wilson ahead 0-1 as Jesus Licone gets second base with 1 out. McGuigan going out to calm his pitcher on the mound. Around the Expedition League, we have some final scores. The Mining City Tommyknockers fall to the Badlands Big Sticks. 8-0 from Dickinson. Their first pitch was at 4:32. Put that into perspective. The scheduled first pitch here from Sioux Falls was not supposed to be until 6:35. We started at 6:37, and since then have had a 15-minute rain delay. So the Tommyknockers lose their 7th straight. They fall 1 game under 500 now, 14-15. That's right, they were 14-8. We're tied for first with the Sabre Dogs as a fastball hits the outside corner to Tanner Wilson. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Runner at second. But so the Tommyknockers have had their fall from grace and have actually been surpassed by the Big Sticks, who won their 9th straight today. Fastball misses low. It's 2 balls, 1 strike. The Big Sticks just 2.5 games out from the Sabre Dogs. And the Sabre Dogs in the bottom of the 9th inning from Mixlr Field have pulled ahead of the Moo by 4. It's 12-8. Sabre Dogs close to pulling 3 ahead of the Big Sticks as a curveball hits the outside corner to Wilson. It's now an even 2-2 count. And with this being the 28th game of the season for most teams, Sabre Dogs, it's their 29th. There's anywhere between 3 or 4 games as Wilson moonshots this one down the left field line, but it's hooking into the excuse me, the Sodbusters. I was about to say the Tommyknockers. We just got done talking about Mining City, but the Sodbusters bullpen. So the Big Sticks just 3 games behind, and they'll have to win out, and hopefully Sioux Valley loses a few straight. The Saber Dogs, after their bout with the Moo tonight, host the Pier Trappers for a 3-game set. And no offense to Pier, they've been a worthy foe for the Sunfish this season. That series even at 6 apiece for both teams out of their 12 matchups, the Sunfish and the Trappers. But the Saber Dogs, they're the real deal. Been kind of streaky as of late. The Trappers will have to play their best baseball to keep up with Sioux Valley. Here's the 2-2 to Wilson. He pokes one over the back right netting, staying alive. Your final from Pier, though, the Wheat City Whiskey Jacks take the series against the Pier Trappers from the state's capital. 12-7 was the final score tonight from Hyde Stadium. And the Casper Horseheads and the Canyon County Spuds are in the bottom of the 9th as well. The Horseheads lead by 6. Here's the 2-2. Grounded hard down the third base line, just foul. So the 3 final scores, I'll refresh the page, see if we have any more. Nope. Both games still in the bottom of the 9th, but the other 3 final scores, the Big Sticks take the series against the Tommyknockers. The Sasquatch beat the Pioneers 9-3. I think I skipped that one, actually, from Black Hills Energy Stadium. The Pioneers lose their 2nd straight. They fall to 22-7, still 3 games ahead of the Spearfish Sasquatch. Wilson, I think, broke his bat. Had to go to the dugout to get a new one. 2 balls, 2 strikes from Manny Herrera with 1 out. Jesus Licone is at second. It's a 6-5 ball game in the bottom of the 7th inning here at Karras Park in Sioux Falls. After this pitch, we'll take that last trip around the Expedition League, just reiterating what I've been saying. 2 balls, 2 strikes from Herrera. Looks back at his teammate Licone at second. Curveball misses away. So full count to Wilson. That was pitch number 8 in this at-bat. A full count now to Tanner Wilson. He's fouled off quite a few. Here's the 9th pitch from Herrera. Checks back at second again before delivering. Curveball misses high and in, and Wilson draws the 9-pitch walk. Back-to-back walks delivered by Herrera, who back on Friday in his 2 innings of work, struck out 1, did not let anyone aboard through 6 batters faced. He pitched in the 7th and 8th inning for the Sodbusters before being relieved by James Shimashita, who we've already saw in today's ball game. Mitch Stroh, who's 2 for 3 with a pair of singles today, steps up. Already has an RBI. He takes a curveball in for ball 1. So once again, your trip around the Expedition League, finals in 3 games. The Big Sticks sweep the Tommyknockers with an 8-0 victory today from Dickinson. From Spearfish, the Sasquatch take one against the Western Nebraska Pioneers as Stroh swings through a fastball, gets a foul tip on it. The Sasquatch take that series 2-1 with a 9-3 victory tonight. The Pier Trappers fall to the Wheat City Whiskey Jacks in the rubber match. The Jacks take 2 out of 3 with a 12-7 victory tonight. The Moo have scored 1 in the bottom of the 9th and bring it within 3 to the Sioux Valley Saber Dogs. Off the bat of Stroh. It's down the right field line. Giving chase is Trevor Matson, but that's going to fall in the Sunfish bullpen. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Stroh. He struck out to James Shimashita in the 5th. So the Moo have pulled within 3 in the bottom of the 9th, while the Spuds still trail by 5 to the Casper Horseheads. Just one out in the bottom of the ninth for the Moo. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Stroh. Curveball gets by McGuigan. Both runners will advance. And now with 1 out, 2 runners in scoring position for the Sunfish. Jackson Kirkpatrick on the mound for the SaberDogs against the Moo has a 3-2 count on Callahan for Fremont. 2 balls, 2 strikes from Herrera to Stroh. Curveball misses low and away. 72 on the radar gun. The other night, Herrera was really favoring the fastball. Even coming into today's game, it was hit low 90 a few times, but has mostly been getting it up to 88, 89, but has been relying a lot on that 72-mile-an-hour curveball. The payoff, swung on, lined up the middle. That's going to fall for a base hit. Lee Cohn's going to score. Here comes Wilson, the throw-in from center, cut off at the mound. And with his 3rd base hit of the game, Mitch Stroh tacks on 2 RBIs, and it is now an 8-5 ball game. The Sunfish lead. 3 singles, 3 RBIs for Stroh on a liner up the middle. He's been out after being DH last Sunday against the Wheat City Whiskey Jacks, being cleated in the hand requiring stitches. He still has the stitches on from what he told me prior to the game, and, well, he's 3 for 4. Fastball to Adonis Forte, the lefty, hits inside for a strike. 1 out, bottom of the 7th inning. The Sunfish have scored the first run since the Sodbusters took one in the top of the 4th. Pickoff attempt at first. Late tag by Matson. The Sodbusters would score 5 in the top of the 3rd and 4th inning before the 15-minute rain delay. And since then, it had been a 6-5 ball game as a fastball misses low and into Forte. And the Fremont Moo have tied the game up in the bottom of the 9th inning on a triple by Callahan. There goes Stroh. Pitch outside. Throw down. 1 hops into the glove. It hits off of Stroh and goes into left center field. Shallow. Going with the backup is Jacob Shaw. So Mitch Stone is going to get a stolen base. And off the bat of, I believe it's Austin Callahan. If I'm not mistaken, that's his name, as there's going to be a mound visit to Manny Herrera by the pitching coach and assistant coach Luke Bay out of Kansas State. So a back and forth ball game in Fremont. It's 2 balls and 1 strike to Forte. Here at Karras Park, the Sunfish now lead by 3 in the bottom of the 7th inning with 1 out. Fremont opened up the scoring with 4 runs before the SaberDogs would score 8 unanswered to take an 8-4 lead in the 5th inning. The Moo would slowly trickle back and score 4 of their own to tie it up in the bottom of the 7th inning before the SaberDogs would blow it open with 4 in the top of the 9th to make it a 12-8 ball game. But the Fremont Moo tie it up, and they're going to extras from historic Mixlr Field. We'll keep you updated as that game moves along. A final from Idaho. The Spuds fall to the Horseheads 8-3. That's your final. Herrera is taken into right field off the bat of Adonis Forte. That's rolling in the gap. Stroh's going to score from second. Here goes Forte rounding second on his way to third. The throw cut off behind second. And Adonis Forte, with his second extra base hit of the game, drives in Mitch Stroh. It's now a 9-5 ball game off of the Adonis Forte triple. Forte is now 3 for 3 with a double, a single, and a triple. He was hit by a pitch and scored in the second. And now Dylan Cricket Danielson with 1 out steps up. 10 hits now for the Sunfish. Manny Herrera misses with a fastball away. Herrera went 6 up, 6 down on Friday, and now in his first inning of work has allowed 3 runs and only has retired 1. He winds and delivers. Fastball swung on and missed. That sounded like that bounced in the dirt, just a low pitch. Cricket Danielson, a fastball hitter, searches for that fastball early in with 86 close to the knees. Well, that's the pitch he's wanting to see with a 1-0 count. Here's the 1-1 from Herrera. Curveball bounces off the plate. It's now 2-1. So after striking out the leadoff man, Carter Tibbetts, Herrera has surrendered back-to-back walks to Licone and Wilson before a single by Mitch Stroh scores both. And then a triple by Adonis Forte sends Stroh in from second. The infield playing on the grass. A fastball swung on and missed again this time. Just a bit low and away. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Cricket Danielson. Matson, Shaw, Dawson, all playing on the edge of the infield grass. Stevens now creeping in a little bit from third. Herrera checks over at Forte at third before winding and delivering. This one grounded to the back netting. A good defensive swing by Cricket Danielson. That foul ball presented by Keg Chicken. Order it, eat it, crave it. That fastball from Herrera was 88 on the radar gun. The Bucks have tied it up with just over a minute left in the third quarter. A 3-pointer by the Hawks sinks. They take a 3-point lead, 85-82 with a minute in the third quarter left. Here's the 2-2 from Herrera. Curveball swung on in the dirt, drop third strike. The tag not by McGuigan. He's not going to throw it down to first. He was checking back at Forte at third. And on the drop third strike, Dylan Cricket Danielson makes it to first. So Cricket Danielson makes it to first on the drop third strike by McGuigan. He missed the tag on the dodge by Cricket Danielson, was about to throw it down to first. Double clutched, looked over at third to check on Forte, who didn't look like he had any intention really of taking off. Was about to throw it to first before looking back at third again, and by the time he went, there goes Cricket Danielson. The throw down to second from McGuigan, bounces into the glove, the tag just a bit late. So Dylan Cricket Danielson, after reaching on a drop third strike, draws the throw from McGuigan, but does not get tagged. He gets tagged, but it was late. And so now runners in scoring position on second and third with just 1 away here in the bottom of the 7th inning from Karras Park. The infield again now on the edge of the infield grass. 1 ball, no strikes from Herrera to Benito Garcia. Garcia takes a fastball on the outside corner, 88 on the gun. After having been held scoreless since the 3rd inning, the Sunfish have scored 3 so far in the bottom of the 7th inning and have 2 in scoring position with just 1 out. Here's the 1-1. Garcia grounds one to short. That gets by the diving Cole Dawson. He went down to a leg. Cricket Danielson on his way around third. The relay is not going to be thrown. And that's a 2-run base hit from Benito Garcia. Cole Dawson, who was playing on the grass on the left side along with everyone else in the infield, had a sharply hit ground ball right at him, went down to try and play it off the hop. It bounced over his glove. Forte scored from third. Cricket Danielson scored from second. And Benito Garcia is now 1 for 4 on the day with a 2 RBI single. We're back to the top of the lineup. There goes Garcia. First pitch, fastball away. The throw's to the right. Garcia came off the base, and he's going to be caught stealing. He had a nice slide in. It looked like the tag just missed him, or at least was late. But he had a hard slide into second and was caught off the base. I think his hand popped off on the hard slide, and the tag was applied by Jacob Shaw for out number 2. Here's the 1-0 to JT Mix. Fastball swung on outside. It's 1-1. Trey Young appears to be leaving the game in Atlanta. Didn't see what happened. But with 29.3 seconds remaining in the third quarter, the Hawks still lead by 3 after that three-pointer. It's a 1-1 count. Now, 2-1 count, excuse me, as the ball misses low to JT Mix. Swung on and missed. The breaking ball from Herrera makes the count even at 2-2 here, the bottom of the 7th inning with 2 outs. 11 runs for the Sunfish after 5 cross for the second time today. Here in the bottom of the 7th, Mix takes a fastball low. And correction, I think Tyler Push. Nope, it says he flew out, so it's just showing bottom of the 9th on point streak. It's a 12-12 ball game. Should be in the top of the 10th as Mix draws the walk. A 2-out walk to JT Mix. That's his first time he's reached today. And Mix, who hadn't played since Pier on Thursday, reaches for the first time. Actually, well, now we're dating back. That's the first time JT Mix has reached base since Tuesday's game against the Trappers, as we're going to have a pitching change here late in the 7th inning. 2 outs, runner on first. We'll get back to you with JT Mix and who's on the mound for the Sodbusters when we return on the Sunfish Radio Network and the Sunfish live stream on YouTube. Manny Herrera's day is done. He doesn't get through an inning. 2/3 innings pitched, 3 hits, 5 runs, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts for Herrera. He's being relieved by Eduardo Vasquez, who came in and pitched 1 inning of relief of 1 run, 2 hit baseball last night, striking out 2 and walking 1. He inherits JT Mix on first. First pitch on the pickoff attempt sails to the right field wall, and JT Mix is going to swipe second. Or not right field wall, excuse me, the fence down the right field line. Mix takes second base on the E1. And on that walk that JT Mix got him to first, as his first time reaching base in 17 plate appearances. dating back to Tuesday's game here at Karras Park against the Trappers. Mick's aggressive at the plate. He puts the ball in play. Hasn't struck out that many times in that span. An 87-mile-an-hour fastball misses away the first pitch to Cade Kalehu-Avehi. For the second time today, the Sunfish have made it through their lineup. Kalehu-Avehi marking the 9th batter. The start of the fourth quarter, the Bucks still trail by 2. Kalehu-Avehi pops this one up down the first base line, drifting shallow into right field in foul territory. Trevor Matson will make the catch for out number 3. But, oh boy, the Sunfish bust this one open. 5 runs cross on 3 hits, 1 error, 1 left on base. After 7 full from Sioux Falls, it's Sunfish 11, Sodbusters 5. Chris Middleton just misses a finger roll to put the Bucks ahead. They trail by 1 with 11 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. I know I'm giving a lot of basketball updates. I'm sorry. But being from Milwaukee, I have to root for my hometown Bucks, especially when they're in the playoffs. The Sunfish scored 5 in the bottom of the 7th inning. And now it's the Sodbusters looking to come back as a pitch from Pete Weil in his 5th inning of work. Misses with a fastball outside to Logan Johnstone. He hits one hard off the football complex that bounces back through the fence into Karras Park. That was a hard liner. 1-1 count now as a young fan with a baseball glove runs over there. I think he's going to be beaten by some guys who are just outside of Karras Park. No souvenir for him. Slider, curveball actually, hits the outside corner. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Johnstone 1 for 2 in his first game with Hastings. A fastball misses in. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Again, he's progressed in each of his plate appearances. Grounded into a double play in the second in his first ever one with Hastings. Curveball just misses below the knees. It's a full count. He walked and would steal a base and later score in the 4th, and then get his first base hit of the season in the 5th. Here's the payoff. Breaking pitch just misses in. Pete Weil not too happy about that one. Looked like a slider coming in. And again, Sam Barrett hasn't been too lenient with those inside corners. And well, with a lot of lefty hitters in this Sodbusters lineup, it's the inside corners that Pete has been hitting all game and just hasn't been called. First pitch to Jacob Shaw is fouled over the press box. Keg Chicken, order it, eat it, crave it. Keg Chicken presenting us with all of our foul balls today. And Texas Roadhouse sponsoring the stream. Are you looking for a job? Become the newest roadie. Texas Roadhouse is now hiring. Apply online at texasroadhouse.com. No balls, 1 strike to Jacob Shaw, who's 0 for 2 on the day with a walk. Takes a curveball at the knees. He's down 0-2. The Sodbusters have not scored since their 1 run right before the rain delay in the top of the 4th inning. They scored 5 in response to the Sunfish's 6. And it was just that one-run ball game through the top of the 7th. As this one's poked into the glove of Dylan Cricket Danielson. The throw to second gets it in time, but now it goes all the way to the fence. Lee Cohn throws it over to second, bounces into the glove of Benito Garcia, but not in time. So what looked like it might have actually been a line out to me. I guess it bounced first into the glove of Cricket Danielson. Gets Johnstone out at second on the 5-6 fielder's choice. And then a throw over to first sends Shaw to second. I believe that'll be marked in E6 on the advancement. So he reached on a fielder's choice, did Shaw, advanced to second on the throwing error. And there's the error up on the board. Fastball misses inside to the lefty Trevor Stevens, who's 1 for 2 with a walk and a single. One ball, no strike now to Trevor Stevens. Runner on second, 1 out in the top of the 8th. Grounder right side, off the glove of JT Mix. It rolls into the outfield. Here comes Shaw, rounding third. The runner coming into second. The tag in time. So off the glove of JT Mix into center field. Tanner Wilson was charging. Jacob Shaw scores from second. Stevens is out trying to stretch a single into a double. That'll be an 8-4 putout, I believe. We're going to see who got Stevens. In the meantime, Jackson Rocha, first pitch is drilled on his arm pad, his little arm guard. He heads over to first on the hit by pitch. So no official score up on Point Streak yet. Our buddy Matt Anderson in the press box to our right, keeping score for this game. Something's wrong with Point Streak in Fremont, as it still says 12-12 in the bottom of the 9th. Might go check Twitter just to see how that is. 2 outs, runner on first. So we're giving it a single as a foul off the bat of Cole Dawson goes into the backstop. So Stevens, they're giving it a single. And since he was trying to stretch the single into a double, they're going to mark it as a caught stealing. One ball with a strike. This one bounces off the plate, stopped by Tibbetts, but it rolls up the third base line, just misses. Dawson, 3 RBI double, RBI single, again responsible for, well, 4 out of the 6 runs now as Jacob Shaw scores 1. The Sodbusters just trail by 5 now. Here's the 1-1. Grounded down the third base line, but foul. So it looked like Trey Young is now on the bench for the Hawks. It's 93-88 in favor of Atlanta with just under 9 minutes remaining in the game. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Cole Dawson in the top of the 8th inning. 1 run has crossed off 1 hit and 1 error thus far. That's the first error of the game for Sioux Falls. The pitch, curveball gets him looking at the knees. Weil will strut off. This might be his last inning of work. We shall see. 1 run crosses off 1 hit, 1 error, 1 left on base for the Hastings Sodbusters. They still trail by 5 as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning in Sioux Falls. 5 crossed in the bottom of the 7th inning for Sioux Falls. The Sodbusters respond with just one of their own. That's their first time scoring since the 4th inning. It's 11-6 Sioux Falls over Hastings here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Carter Wilson. That's combining 2 of the names for the Sunfish players, Carter Tibbetts and Tanner Wilson. Tibbetts fouls one down the left field line on the ground. He's down 0-1 to Eduardo Vasquez, who pitched for an out in that bottom of the 7th inning. Sunfish went through their entire lineup. Tibbetts led off the 7th with a strikeout. Now leads off the 8th, not looking to repeat himself. Here's the 0-1. 89-mile-an-hour fastball at the knees. It's for a strike. And the Sodbusters went through 2 pitchers in that 7th inning, Manny Herrera and Eduardo Vasquez, both whom the Sunfish had seen already in this series. The Sodbusters have gone through 5 pitchers thus far in this game as an 87-mile-an-hour fastball is taken by Carter Tibbetts outside. JT Cafferty started it off. James Shimashita went 2 innings of 6 strikeout baseball, only allowed 1 hit. That was the biggest concern for me, or the biggest question from me, is why they pulled him. Might just be pitching restrictions or exhaustion for him. 88 miles an hour fastball misses outside. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes to number 2, Carter Tibbetts. Here comes Connaughton with the finger roll in for the Bucks. It's 95-93. A little bit of basketball play-by-play in there for you. Here's the 2-2 from Vasquez. Brushes back Tibbetts on the inside. It's a full count. But JT Cafferty followed by James Shimashita. Jake Bigham was in for an inning. Struck out 1, went 3 up, 3 down in his lone inning of work. And the Sodbusters were hoping Manny Herrera could duplicate what he did on Friday, going 6 up, 6 down. Instead, he can only make it through 2/3 of an inning. Off the end of the bat of Tibbetts, over to second on the slow roller. Jacob Shaw throws it over to Trevor Matson for out number 1. It's now Jesus Licone, who got to face his teammate Manny Herrera his last time up, but now Herrera is out and he's facing Vasquez. Vasquez from Trinidad State in Colorado. That is not York College in Nebraska, as a fastball misses inside. A little pause by Justin McGuigan, thinking that that one hit the inside corner. That's a tie ball game in Atlanta, 98-98 with 5.5 remaining. And tomorrow, the College World Series final kicks off as a fastball brushes back Licone. He lost his balance and runs all the way towards the Sunfish dugout. It's 2 balls, no strikes to Big Papi. Showing a little bit of his dance moves there. Licone walked his last time up, but went 0 for 3 prior. Here's the 2-0. Misses low. 3-0 now. He's still hitless, but is looking to reach base in back-to-back innings. The 3-0 from Vasquez. Right down the middle, 87 for strike 1. Well, point streak is not updating for the Fremont baseball game. The 3-1 drilled hard, high and deep to left center field. That's carrying at the wall. It's off the wall. Jesus Licone rounding second. He's going to stop. And in the night sky here at Karras Park, I kind of lost that one, if I'm not going to lie. Lee Cohn, that home run still eludes him. But on the 3-run pitch, he drives that deep to left center field for a 1-out double. And while that while a home run, eludes him, Lee Cohn has had plenty of doubles. In fact, that's his 5th of the season, now tied, now just in third place after Adonis Forte had a double tonight. So we have Benito Garcia and Adonis Forte each with 6. As a changeup hits the outside corner to Tanner Wilson. Wilson with a triple, a walk, and reached on an E6. He's scored 3 of the 11 for Sioux Falls tonight. Fastball misses in. It's 1-1. Wilson got a little bit mad at me. Well, not mad at me. He wasn't mad. But today I asked him, well, why didn't you wear the cowboy hat during batting practice? And he said, well, dude, I wore it on Friday, went 0 for 3. I was like, no, you got a hit. He's like, nope, no, I didn't. 88-mile-an-hour fastball across the plate. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. And I went back and looked at it, and the 7-3 loss on Friday went 0 for 3 against the Sodbusters after going on a 3-4 game. Well, actually, that was his first game where he hadn't gotten a hit. So now I feel bad. So he didn't wear the cowboy hat, and, well, today looks like it works. He grounds one to short. Cole Dawson throws it over to third. They got Lee Cohn in a rundown. Throw to second. That's to Shaw. They're chasing him down. He's going to go for the tag, and the tag was made. Lee Cohn also slid through third, so the tag would have been made anyway. Wilson ends up on second. Lee Cohn did his trademark goalie screen. That's what I like to call it, in front of Cole Dawson. The ground ball was coming towards him. Lee Cohn stopped, and his big body in the way, jumped over it. Connor made the grab, and instead of firing it over to first to get to Wilson, the fielder's choice gets Lee Cohn, who's now on his way back to the dugout and in the dugout, and it's Tanner Wilson at second for Mitch Stroh, who's 3 for 4 with 3 singles. He has also scored 2 out of the 3 times he's reached. Only time he didn't was when he was caught trying to steal home. A fastball misses low and away. It's 1 ball, no strike. One ball, no strike. A half swing by Stroh. He hangs his head knowing shouldn't have swung at that one. It's 1-1. And if the Moo, we still haven't gotten updates. I have texted their broadcasters now to give me some updates. A wild pitch goes back to the netting. Wilson on his way over to third. And with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning, it's a 2 ball, 1 strike count to Stroh. And there's a runner on third. But apparently the game is crazy in Fremont. And I have been given the update from the Western Nebraska Pioneers broadcaster that if Fremont loses, the Pioneers clinch the first half Clark Division title. Here's the 2-1 to Stroh. 90-mile-an-hour fastball misses just in. It's 3 balls and 1 strike to the right fielder from Augustana. Vasquez sets, kicks, delivers. 87 low and in. He walked him. 3 straight have reached for the Sunfish. And it's Adonis Forte, who has doubled, singled, and tripled in today's game. He scored twice as he was hit by a pitch his first time up. And, well, I think you can imply where I'm going with this, or infer, excuse me, where I'm going with this. Here's the pitch. It bounces on the plate. Runners at the corners. Sunfish lead by 5 in the bottom of the 8th inning with 2 outs. Vasquez looks in. 12 hits on the night for the Sunfish, 3 of which have come from the batter Forte. He takes a fastball on the outside corner. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs to Forte. Swings through a fastball. He's down 1-2. Norris McClure, I'm just realizing, is coaching first base again for the Sunfish. Asked him the other night why he was. He said, well, I asked Tyler if he wanted me to coach first, and Tyler said yeah. So Norris McClure, the first base coach for the Sunfish. Wonder how long he's been out there. Here's the 1-2. Low and in, gets by McGuigan, but it pinballed between his 2 feet and the foot of Sam Barrett, so it didn't go too far, and now it's 2s across the board. Barrett tonight with the shin guards on behind the plate. Yesterday he got a hard ground ball off the leg off of Dane Frazier's bat. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs to Forte. Fastball low and away. It's 3-2. Stroh at first will be off on the pitch. Tanner Wilson at third. We'll see what he does. No one behind him. He's not forced to run. Vasquez looks in. Here's the payoff. Broken bat up the middle. Stopped by Dawson. Fires over to first. In time. A ground ball up the middle. Dawson came over, fielded it right behind second. Threw it over to first to get Adonis Forte. That's his first time being retired today. No runs crossed this inning off 1 hit. No errors. Or correction. We'll actually get the official. Yep, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left on base. Headed to the top of the 9th inning, the Sunfish lead 11-6. Can they hold on? We'll see when we return. Pete Weil, his night is done, and he pitched a beauty. Through 5 innings, allowed just 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 walks, and 4 strikeouts to keep it still a 5-run ball game. And it's Zeph Hoffpower who throws a fastball at the knees to Justin McGuigan. It's McGuigan, Matson, and Hammond kicking things off in the top of the 9th inning from Karras Park. The Sunfish lead by 5. McGuigan has 1 single today as a breaking ball goes all the way to the backstop, bounces back into the glove of Tibbetts. And it's Zeph Hoffpower who's relieving Weil, who in turn relieved Hess. This is Zeph's 3rd appearance of the season, and his fastball hits the outside corner. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes to McGuigan, who's grounded out twice, flew out once, and singled before being retired on a fielder's choice in the 3rd. The Bucks have pulled away with a 9-point lead. Giannis Antetokounmpo just missed a free throw. Fastball bounces in the left-handed batter's box. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two count from Hoffpower. He winds and delivers. Fastball gets him looking on the lower outside corner. McGuigan strikes out for the first time today. And that's back-to-back strikeouts looking for the Sodbusters, going back to Dawson's to end the 8th inning. 1 out away in the top of the 9th inning. The Sunfish, leading by 5, are down to just 2 outs remaining to take the series against the Sodbusters. 86-mile-an-hour fastball on the lower outside corner to Trevor Matson's called a strike. Matson, 1 for 4 with a double in the 7th inning. And with 1:15 remaining, the Bucks lead by 8. They go to commercial break in Atlanta. So a slider misses low. Hoffpower through 2 games, 14.4 ERA, 5 innings pitched. Now 5 1/3 with 9 strikeouts as a fly ball hooks out of play down the right field line. Matson's now down 1 ball, 2 strikes. Only 4 walks allowed by Zeph. His last appearance came on June 12th in the 18-13 loss to the Sewers Valley Saberdogs, who to my knowledge are still tied with the Fremont Moo. Matson bat flips on a ball skyrocketed into shallow right field that's going to be caught by JT Mix. And by bat flip, it wasn't a cool, like, I just crushed this bat flip. It was I'm frustrated that I just got so underneath that I skyrocketed to the second baseman bat flip. You know the one. 2 outs in the top of the 9th. Jack Hammond, who reached on a fielder's choice, the same fielder's choice that got McGuigan out at 3rd. 85-mile-an-hour fastball misses inside. It's 1-0 to Hammond. Otherwise, he singled and was retired himself on a fielder's choice. Fastball low and away, bounces in the dirt. Two balls, no strikes in this marathon of a game. Fouled to the back netting makes it a 2-1 count. On the docket for the Sunfish coming up as we close out the end of the first half of the Expedition League season. We'll get to that in a moment. 87 miles an hour, bounces in the dirt and gets away from Carter Tibbetts. Tomorrow, the Sunfish travel to have a makeup game against the Fremont Moo. Here's the 3-1. Fouled to the backstop. It's a full count. The game from May 27th was rained out in Fremont, so Sioux Falls has to make the day trip down to Fremont to play a night game against the Moo. Otherwise, after that, it's 4 straight games at home. 3 against the Spearfish Sasquatch for the first time on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. This one drilled hard into left field. Incoming Forte. He's going to let that fall in front of him. Adonis usually liking to go for the dives there, but knowing that that would end up being an extra base hit if he dives and misses. Didn't have... I mean, I think it would have been close on the dive, but instead he just lets it fall just for safekeeping. We're going to have a pinch hitter. Matt Hallback, takes a fastball in. Bounces in the dirt. And in 45 seconds, the Bucks lead by 10. They're shooting free throws right now. Hallback making his season debut. Takes a breaking ball low and in. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. So 3 games against the Spearfish Sasquatch here at Karras Park, followed by a 1 game against the Trappers. 85 misses low. It's 2 balls, 1 strike. Before 4th of July weekend, a 2-game series in the state's capital for the last 2 times that the Sunfish and the Trappers will meet. Games 13, 14, and 15 as an 87-mile-an-hour fastball misses away. It's 3 balls, 1 strike to Hallback. It'll be a bittersweet ending in the state's capital with a 5:35 first pitch on July 4th. Fireworks extravaganza afterwards, I'm sure. Grounded hard past the glove of Dylan Cricket Danielson. Didn't make a play on it. And now the ball gets by Forte and left. He's going to throw it into second instead of taking the easier throw at third. It came off the base. The tag is made. Hallback stretching a single into a double on a misplay by Adonis Forte. Adonis Forte throws it into second, and a hard slide by Hallback gets thrown out at second. Jack Hammond was safe at third, but it doesn't matter. 9:57, and just simultaneously as the Sunfish game ends, the Bucks take Game 3 in a 2-1 series lead with a 113-102 final from Atlanta. The Sunfish take their own 11-6 win and a series victory against the Hastings Sodbusters. 9:57, your final time. 3 hours and 20 minutes on the dot. It would have been roughly 3 hours on the dot with the 15 to 20 minute rain delay that we had after the top of the 4th inning. 6 runs off 11 hits, 3 errors for the Sodbusters. They left 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8 left on base tonight, while the Sioux Falls Sunfish win their 2nd in a row with 11 runs, 12 hits, 1 error, and they left 3, 4, 6, 7, 8 on as well. So on this Sunday, June 27th, the Sunfish win their 2nd straight and improve to 13-15. They travel to Fremont for a 1-game road stand and a makeup against the Moo before hosting the Spearfish Sasquatch on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Once again, the Sunfish win 2 out of 3 against the Hastings Sodbusters. They have now won back-to-back. Your final from Sioux Falls. Hastings, 6 runs off 11 hits, 3 errors, 8 left on base. Sioux Falls Sunfish win 11 runs, 12 hits, 1 error, 8 left on base. Sioux Falls scored 5 runs twice today. 5 in the 2nd, 5 in the 7th, with their 11th run coming in the 3rd just before the rain delay in the middle of the 4th inning. For everyone with the Sioux Falls Sunfish organization, I'm David Coyer. Go Fish!